direction, setting up these lurks that Tex is able to capitalize on. Aspas getting that front lines. A little bit of fight going on.
Bravado.
Yeah.
Just showing off the attention. And again,
scary.
This is just one of those reminders, and it's a rare occurrence, that it's not about the journey, it is about the destination. And this time, one more map and it's the grand finals. As said, a rare occurrence. So you're going to see this hesitance, this caution, this slow, steady, meticulous approach. And Aspas is creeping closer. These two are the heavy hitters.
These
the 1-2 punch. Who's on the other side? It's Boo, the backbone, the one who's been keeping this safe at times, the one who's been securing Heretics these rounds. Pixel shown, and the trap is sprung. Tex with a great shot, opening up the map, smoke up towards heaven, spikes on the way.
Here.
Difficult retake for Team Heretics without the smokes on Boo. Sheriff's in play, and a stranglehold on these choke points. It's going to be so difficult to break through. Miniboo Rans have Sheriffs of their own. They need these fights. They need the win.
Oh my god.
Okay, but Aspas still drops a body. Mazzino doubling down on it. It's Benji. It's just Benji, and he's got so much to do and doesn't have it in this time. Leviathan get things started right.
A good start to their attack side, and already a glimpse of what they have in store for us. The split pressure. King moving up at A, breaking those trips. That pressure at middle with Mazzino's walls to get that just misdirection, that doubt put in the back of Team Heretics' mind. And it creates that opening for Aspas and Tex, the two heavy hitters with those Sheriffs in hand, to walk up and take that isolated fight on Boo at B, opening up the gates for the rest of the team. The start LEV need. Team Heretics, this is on them to show that they are worthy to defend against LEV's attack side right now.
And it is a totally different, a real stark contrast in their current situation. As said, for LEV, it's do or die time. There is no other way out here, really. You win it or you die. That's the simplicity of champions now. And on the other side for Heretics, they've got safety of 2 maps. They can, you don't want to say sit back, but they're not fighting for their life right now. So there is that fire still smoldering underneath LEV. Aspas looking for a target, but doesn't find one.
They banned Icebox,
Super
right?
deep with this Outlaw, knows that just one bullet needs to connect to take them out. Right now, LEV has that map split. Into that A site they go. That spike is planted, but the kills, they want to rack him up. Mazzino, he wants to get to his ultimate. He's 3 orbs away.
Oh my
God. Get all 3 right now.
Blood straight on through, it's Tex!
Oh my god.
Popping the hell off, 3 back-to-back with the Sheriff. And we asked a lot of Tex before, and he started to warm up. Now we're starting to really see him hit that stride. Double swing, and they hit. Aspas prowling. You can't run away from him. That's 2 now for LEV.
This is when the game gets on. Team Heretics needs to start picking up the rounds right now, because yes, this needs to be a reverse sweep for LEV to be able to come back and win this entire thing. And already 2 maps down, that means that they've expended energy to get here, but so has Heretics. And not only that, now LEV is warmed up. Maybe it's one of those things where it takes a map and a half to get warmed up enough, but they're looking on fire, on point right now. It's a matter of, can they continue this? Same opening as Pistol around here.
King. Normally that odd timing. For now, though, going to be thwarted away. And actually, they look ravenous for this kill. Look how far Miniboo was willing to chase this.
But still, that's deep info right now for Team Heretics. They're playing aggressive and confident. This is how they open up the last 2 maps.
But I like what Mazzino's doing. If you're going to take over that A space, we can then try and pressure you to pull you back. We could split on you. We could crunch over towards A main. I like what he's doing. They've not followed that pathing, but it's pulled these players back.
This is going to make this entire half interesting.
Miniboo. So brave to stick around on this.
Push off the line. The defaulting. Both teams just pushing each other back ever so slightly, gently,
I don't think
some
I can be a
resistance.
caster.
But
I think I changed my mind.
Soft this defense is for Team Heretics.
Yeah.
It's going to make this half so interesting with
What
the
the fuck
fact
is that
that
drip?
they're so afraid
Oh my God,
to
I'm still
play their
up.
5-man retakes because there's always the threat of a lurk. Look how split they are. I've never seen them this spread apart before. Boo and Benji.
Here comes the punish. Boo, the position is pretty good. They've got to be aware there's a chance. They seem none the wiser, but an exceptional trade for Com. Keeping them with a good chance towards the site to at least get the plant. Now Benji's on island, overwhelmed, and the bonus looking deadly for Lev. That's a plant, and that's safety. Mini Boo, Rienz, and Woot, they're not here in time.
This is tough. Again, Boo down, no smokes in play. Rienz is alive, Dizzy, Dark. This is their opening here with that Cove.
They gotta go now. They gotta try and close down on these kills. And Woot's done so damn well. He's got Wingman ready. Tex is there though, and Tex has been sharp.
They're going for the spam on the wingman.
It's not working. I'll tell you for free. It's
diffusing.
Working. What a
Oh my
fool.
god.
That was so close to being theirs, but it was the bonus. Again, if we talk in reality, it's not the worst situation, but Josh,
30 seconds.
I didn't like that.
It was good from Lev. It actually was pretty good. That wall coming up, if it's normally a layer diffusing, it's easy to spam. That wingman being on that awkward angle,
little high,
allowing Woot to be able to counter spam through with his Phantom. That's what caught Lev there. But still, it got really close. That was a bonus. That defense was spread apart. The defenders at B got melted without enough kills. And it still came down to the wire. Team Heretics needs to be cleaner.
Bloody hell, Tex. He's a scary player, isn't he? The second he sees him, just swats him like flies. But does Boo manage to keep his life? He does. Big from Boo, but he could be traded.
Spot the arm.
Oh, he's dead to rights. Con puts him to his grave instantly.
Won't expect a third player here, though. There's no way they expect Woot. But they're going to drone anyway. They were thinking about it.
Went for the ult instead. Fair play. Woot's in a real spot of bother here. Like, what are you meant to do in this?
He can sit back here. It's so hard to flush him out. They have no AoE. One shot.
He can't get away, though. If he stepped too far. Punished. Aspas. Waiting.
Okay.
Rienz gonna find Mazzino. I'm surprised he got away with that, but Angle wasn't there. And actually, wards off Aspas.
Pass the trips. Calls the team back. We've
King
seen
doing
this.
King things.
We've seen this. He needs to make sure he doesn't go too far, though. On Icebox, he did overextend. Once got one tap snapped by Rienz, that snowman. He can't let that happen again, so he's just going to hold his space, but the hack from Benji confirms that information, and now King needs the group. But still, 3-on-2. If they play this properly, Lev should have this round. The double, the double flank coming into play here. And Lev, they secure. Wait, they're splitting up. Why are they splitting up?
Whoa,
Why have they done this? Okay, just jiggling for info.
That's fine, that's fine. That made me nervous, but Benji is creeping closer. It's Aspas he's got his fight with. Com up against Rienz. Benji up against Aspas. Aspas wins his fight, leaving Rienz in a 1v3.
For a second.
Caution on the corner. Ducks away from the dart. He knows he's got to fight around this. He doesn't fancy it.
Save.
Dipping away, shifting away. He has to give this up. And again, we talk about the impact of King here, and I have to reiterate it, because in this, it's not reflected in the scoreboard. So people may look back, may look at the stats and not see the impact he's had. But in this round, he got far too close on that B side. All the meanwhile, he was pushing through A. His timing, great. Yes, the hat tempered him, but he still got them a free side.
That's the strengths of Lev's attack side right now. Yes, King has been doing it this series, but they have so many players that are capable of it.
Absolutely.
Sometimes they leave Aspas on that super deep island to be able to call everyone back and walk up and take his duels. Right now, this series, it is King, though, and Team Heretics, they have to make a decision. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an early timeout from the coaches just to get ahead of what's going on right now, because their aggression put down by Tex. When they play super passive, they get all their trips broken. They're afraid of those late flanks and the retakes. What else does Team Heretics have in store? Lev, their attack side's unstoppable right now. I think they've lost 2 attack rounds basically since Sunset second half came into play. Aspas still on that outlaw. And again, Team Heretics, they didn't have the economy for heavy shields all game. Now Aspas could rack them up.
And I do like the gun buddy on it as well.
What?
Knowing who his target eventually will be. You'll catch a glimpse on that.
Another slow opening from Lev. We've come to expect this. The camera in that secret room just tapped on a timing from Benji.
What did you do?
An eye on that. Here comes the info from Miniboo, but still, just classics in play. The Vandal on Rienz over at that B site. And here comes that split. Lev, pressure on A, the walk up on B. If Rienz gets to tap these B player's out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Getting real
That's Harbor, that's
dangerous
Omen,
here.
that's Sova spotted over at A. Do they budge? No. Rian's 4 players for the defense.
Wait.
Stay here. Tex,
Wait.
Aspas.
This read could be
30
everything.
seconds left.
The spike slowly coming over. They have
Oh
no
my
idea
God.
what was around the corner. Now with that surprise, do they back down? Do they surrender? No, they go forward.
Oh my God.
Audacious. But time, you're right, 18 seconds. They've got to speed up on this one. They've got to somehow carve the path. 10 seconds. They send Aspas in. Give us options. Give us something. Help me out. Ult spear poured on Benji. Offers himself up for the trade. Selfless in the moment. The plan is in though. King and Mazzino got to dig deep on this. Mazzino, where do you go here? Fades it perfectly. Diffuse has started though. They got to get him off this. They got to stop it. And they can't stop the roll. They can't stop
Oh
the
my
diffuse.
God. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
a MasterCard master
What?
class, Thrifty. Right there from
Huh?
Team Heretics. We've seen them try to pull out rounds like this
How
where
did he
Boo
miss
is on
that?
an
That was
island
crazy.
trying to make enough presence for them to go to the other site. Lev, they overcooked it. They were doing the same thing that's been working for them right
A
now.
0 to 5
They didn't
mini
even
boo
need
sent them
wings
running.
to
A 0 to 5 mini
0
boo
to
with
5.
a classic sent them all the way around.
Rian's, the Team Heretics is so good right
That's
now and
so
not
awkward.
budging. And Lev, if they accelerated everything a little bit earlier, they would have had time to go all the way back to
100%.
A.
100%.
They didn't have the time.
Okay, Benji made himself a little corner to play out.
pace.
They
Wow.
had no idea that he could have been in there.
Wow.
Benji put it on a show, put it on a class. And Mazzino and Tex, the back line of comm there, having to now work uphill, but they don't have any access. They don't have any layers. They don't have that look. So few options. Really difficult round.
Yeah.
All off the back of Benji in that cage. An evolution of what we expected from Heretics.
And Lev, it almost feels like a tilt call. They played the round so slow, they played themselves, that this round, let's go fast. They go fast, but they go into a trap. Mini Boo there. Benji there. Trips are there. And now, 3 on 5.
Oh, Mini Boo, did you see the cape?
Don't know if he saw the cape.
That might be
But-
an
No,
No,
opportunity
he
at the
thought
time.
it. He thought
It looks like Heretics are getting a little restless. They want this
pros.
round wrapped. Mazzino
Spike
goes
down.
down. That could be it.
Unless the cape is Superman, there's nothing that Calm can do in this position. That spike is,
Calm.
it's gone.
Okay, this would be the most heroic play of his life.
There's no way.
That's one. 14 seconds. They need the spike and they needed it now. The hat on the body, this has pulled enough of the
10
interest here.
seconds
They now know. 8 seconds. I think this one is done. Benji near on securing it. I don't know if he's going to be able to find Calm at this point. So the ace is not going to be achieved, but again, Benji in that position, set into motion. Josh, it feels like they walked into a trap, you're right.
Wow.
This needs
really
to be
guided me.
a pause in
Don't
the
want to get
actual
on
roulette.
a
Right now, they lost 2 in a row. Not the end of the world. But let's digest how they lost those 2. The first one, they went
What the?
way too slow.
What the fuck?
Way too slow.
Why?
They played themselves. Second one, they went way too fast. If they find that sweet spot in
What?
the middle, take that map
No, wait,
control,
why?
sow in some doubt in the minds of Team Heretics, and then play that round with enough time that they could
Like,
bail if they need
why?
to. That's where they need to find themselves. But a switch up, Team Heretics at mid with that off Mini Boo.
Oh my god.
Lev
Why did he do
walking into the
that?
lines, and again, there's no way. Okay, the drone spots
Good,
him out.
good.
Cancel the strat.
Good protocols. I
My
mean,
thing isn't.
he still fancies a go, and they're not. Finally, it looks like they've accepted their fate and fallen away from middle, but you can see Aspas is still sticking around with Tex. Not completely relinquishing the chance of it, and Mini Boo, the readjust perfect, denies Calm an opportunity into this round.
I look at the setup, I'm looking at Sunset right now. This is exactly how Team Heretics plays it, with the same people, same spots and everything.
And I feel like after getting contact on those players, you know there's still a chance they're in middle. Yeah, Wu knows it. Reading the
Aspas.
game well, understanding what Aspas wanted to achieve here.
They're pinging it. You can see that they know that. The smoke comes in, Aspas is lurking, Rian's picking up that angle. Ready to take that fight. Spots Aspas, knows that this kind of like lurk play towards A might be in play.
Tex!
B.
Oh my god.
As well, they really want to try and make something out of nothing. You got the 2 rifles, King and Mazzino with them. All players basically on the A side have to scramble over. Woot back to the wall. There's nowhere to go. You can't backpedal now. Aspas puts him to his grave, creates opportune chances. As Benji now can't pick which poison he wanted. King puts him out of his misery. The plan's there. They made the path themselves, carving a way forward. But Miniboo's already drawn blood. Location noted, however, makes this harder. Anyone dare take a fight against him? The timing! Aspas! When you need it most! Gives Leviathan chance! Gives them opportunity! And Boo needs to bow out of the round!
Speaking of opportunities, Aspas reclaims that off. Tex off the map. Oopsie. But when we come back to the drawing board, when we talk about what's going on in these rounds, this is how Team Heretics actually starts faltering on their defense side, is these splits on B site. Benji, Boo, whoever is there is so good at defending against the hit coming from in front of them. But once that split comes in from that side, that's when everything falls apart, because the position that they have when they play this passive means that they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They can get shot in the side. They need to be able to push and fight hard commit into either middle or B to mid or to B main. You can't be caught in between both places. So frequently, Team Heretics gets caught there, but now Aspas picks up that operator. Miniboo still gets his out. Now we're gonna see.
The multi-view replay on that form.
Yeah, right.
It's like, it's not bad enough you got
insult to injury, insult in the wound.
But I like this. I like this kind of pressure mid more. I like the Aspas. I mean, showed how far you can get on that. Literally right up the gut through B-Link.
Yeah, they had like
pressure
a
upon pressure.
view.
The rest of them splitting that B site. I'd say they are one of the most diligent teams in my mind at kind of playing this map out how I feel like it should. But what's my opinion worth? Let's see if Aspas can do it again. There's 4 players this time. He's got an army against him, and Miniboo already going to fight. What is that? Absolute shutdown and shut out in middle. There's no more access here. Heretics hated that last round. They want no more of that.
Whenever we have a moment in the round, don't know who's there, DJ maybe. I need to see this camera on Benji right now over towards B. What is that covering? It's got to be insane information. LEV still 2v5, trying to play out the round. 45 seconds remain, and that ultimate on King as well.
Scary players alive as well. We've seen Tex and King.
It's a really good cam.
Both giving them opportunities, but that door still has to break. So they still have to give away the intention to a degree. You've got 2 players there ready to meet them. You'd need Tex to alleviate that pressure. So it's all about layers to this.
30 seconds left.
King's trying to create that opening for Tex to sneak through, but
Rienz has the read well. The timing,
budging.
they're trying to time this to try and split their attention, divide and conquer. Boo's not going to fall for it, and they know where Tex is. The intention, I get it. The execution, not going to work out. Slowly by surely, you can try and take fights. It doesn't matter. Heretics are back in the game.
The problem there is, even if... There's the camera. Amazing.
A wall. Classic Prius.
Maybe get the
it?
one. There's the camera. Amazing.
No, okay, I knew where the camera was.
Classic Prius.
Even if the rest of the setup isn't symmetrical, there's no way.
I know Seasons
like
in
how
like
Team
deep
Heretics
B
is
main.
realizing how LEV is working the map, spreading them apart, and they just realize, let's fight for 2 of 3 spots. We're going to pick middle, and we're going to pick A. B, we play the retake. We're good at it. Who cares? We got the Cosmic Divide. We're chilling.
I mean, they're learning in real time, though, because that was a very high priority area for LEV, and they're somewhat similar approach to it now. This time it's going to be Boo to try and handle it. They're going to prop up Miniboo on the extremity on one side and probably allow Benji to then flex back towards middle here.
Great call from LEV. I'll explain why right after this fight happens, because Boo is going to get caught on a time potentially.
Oh my god, how's he? Oh, he's dead to right, surely. Surely he is! Tex with the punish and the slow approach, looking to get a stranglehold on this A site. The paranoia has gone in, it finds no one. They are on the site itself. A fight towards CT, Benji wins it. Banging shot. Woot's still there, but he falls quickly to Com. The site now open and available. Rienz backs away.
Man, 3v3.
Miniboo.
What better players to have alive in this situation? Spikes down, and Miniboo's sitting on it too. Com has no idea.
Oh,
None the way. Wait.
He has a look.
He's
Spike's gone. He's heard the jump. He knows it.
Behind.
Com?
You know,
The audacity to turn around, but they've lost Aspas in the meantime.
For 40 seconds.
There's nowhere to go. They have to fight forward here. He's got to bank on King to find him safety, find him across here. And King, how good can you be? Not this time. Rienz is on it. The deadly trio
And now they just wait for Minibu to come in. He's going to locate out where Calm is and let Benji and Rian close this round out. Posted.
Dang.
Nowhere to go.
We're seeing that composure hit here for Heretics. But talk to me about the start of the round. There's something you liked.
I loved it because what has been happening throughout this series is whenever Team Heretics shuts down LEV somewhere, let's say they do an A1 round, instantly next round Team Heretics goes B and then expects LEV to go B into it. So here what we see is LEV tries going mid, Team Heretics shuts it down, instantly Team Heretics decides that they're going to go shut down a different area, A, B, they just pick a different spot, and so LEV, they go middle again, uncontested, find that opening on Boo, catch him in the back, they have everything dead to rights. That kill Benji got on Tex, Cypher on Cypher, violence over towards spawn, that was the difference maker, because that allows Benji and Rian to move together into that retake, and it's just, how are you going to stop these guys? Yes, you had Aspas alive, yes, you had King and Calm, and these are the guys that you look to in a lot of these situations in these mid-rounds and closing it out just by the nature of the agents that they're on and the roles that they play for the team, but it's just too much a tall order when Minibu's closing in the backlines as well.
Let's take a breath here. Take a moment. It's 5-4. The early start was good for LEV. Stake their claim here. Proved that there's a reason they went to this map. They're good on it. They're strong here. They play a great game. But the pendulum started to swing. Last couple of rounds starting to look better and better for Heretics. So the timeout hit. An opportunity to adjust, to bring in a new idea, to address some of the issues they're having. Because Heretics are going toe for toe so far, or toe to toe, with exactly what they're wanting to be seeing. They know exactly what Leviathan are trying to get up to. So what's the plan now?
And it's in those first 4 rounds of this map so far, I was thinking, this is LEV's game. They're going to run with it. Boy, am I wrong. 5-4. Team Heretics has won 4 of the last 5 rounds. And Minibu feeling so confident with this operator, taking these deep lines. Team Heretics dealing with this mid-pressure so well, except for that last round. And LEV not finding any solutions right now. Again, they had that game plan on Icebox. It worked for a bit until it didn't.
Oh my god.
Same thing's happening here.
You could hear it from the crowd there.
The gasps,
The
the
tension.
tension.
It's palpable in these moments.
It's
The
okay.
difference that half can make.
They know
Minibu
about Tex though.
expecting this.
Palpable.
He's behind the box. He's waiting for that rotation. He's listening for the noise, and he's waiting for the perfect time to strike. But if he mistimes on his camera and he gets the top of his head spotted by Boo here, if he drops, I don't see a way back for LEV.
Waiting, denial on the plant here.
Boo versus Tex.
There it is, and Tex wins. Hat comes online, and suddenly it swings in their
Okay,
favor.
he
That
got
pendulum
traded, he got
apparent
traded.
again. Aspas up top, waiting for the push through. You got a player down low in the smoke as well.
A cosmic divide. LEV's playing in. They know they have to play in front of us, stop them at the choke points. And here comes the retake. Dizzy
King,
in.
hold on, he's still here.
Scan.
He evaded it. He's trying the best he can.
Ooh,
Aspas
he's
only gets
gonna
one.
spam
The
it way too
trade.
early.
Wood, outrageous on approach, trying to be the bulldozer, but it's Boo from above. Time for the fuse. And Heretics taking a stronger lead now.
So well played from both teams as well. That fight at middle happening, Tex going 1-for-1 only, but realizing the rest of his team needs to play up and stop them at the choke point. The problem is, as they're coming through the smoke at the choke point, here comes a Dizzy
He
and a dart.
dodged the
You can
Dizzy,
only
but
deal
the
with one at a
dart,
time,
he didn't
and the
shoot the
scan
dart.
gets off
Nobody shot
and
it.
finds the opening for Team Heretics to flood out that spawn gate. And LEV, they're just unable to put them down. The trades go in the favor of Team Heretics, and another round goes in their favor. But LEV, some of these rounds are really close. It's not that their approach is bad, it's that Team Heretics is inching their way at the very last, slimmest margins, the last moments. Benji, don't get too greedy now. 6-4. LEV can still climb back.
Of course
The
they
drone,
can.
the Hunter's Fury, and Calm's been so good with these.
The second you stop respecting and fearing this side, the second they can take it away from you.
Oh my God.
Aspas with a glance, but he finds no connection that he wanted here. Not able to find the impact yet. Being held at the door still. And now there's going to be issues. They get held
Hello?
up. Hands of
Nobody
Benji.
wants to shoot
The
it.
1-2 punch. But Aspas, surgical precision is not good enough today. away. Mazzino detained. They are left in ruins as Heretics running them down as Con, the last man standing here. A 1v4. Show me what you're made of now. He's got a spike, he's got 50 seconds, but the back line is watched. Boo.
Closing.
He's not letting you get
the
away
gap.
from this. He's gonna hear those steps, and he knows he's gone middle.
B site's open, but again, plant, who cares? Your economy's in shambles. We have 4 players for this retake. And LEV, again, they're so close on so many of these rounds when they're doing it slow and methodical that they lose the confidence in their own identity and their game plan. They switch it up. And they falter. Right now, Team Heretics, a brick wall, moving together to find out where Calm is. It's such a difficult task. The plant open for him, though. If he lets him slip by...
Magic. Show me some magic, Com. Go on.
The reads, they just know.
They know all
know.
too well. Him looking for those finest of margins to try and find an opportunity to play with, but Heretics aren't having it now.
So LEV does have a second timeout to use. They shouldn't use it here. There's only one more round. Is it worth one round on attack side? Unless they're going to get some value out of it for the defense. I don't think so. They should save that for the second half. So right now, LEV on the fly, in-game leader, needs to make the decision. What are they going to do? Are they going to try to go fast again? Run into a brick wall? Are they going to try to slow the game down? Get into these really interesting situations, the 3v3s, the 2v2s, and try to just get that confidence back to close out these rounds. They have the players that are able to do it, but they're not giving themselves the opportunities because they lost it a couple times. When you're at these stages of the tournament, if you lose that confidence in yourself to be able to close these rounds out, that's when it's truly over.
Oh, I'm so tired. I just woke up from a nap. Why am I
Again,
tired?
5-man group, death ball.
It looks so similar, but different players this time. It was Benji and Rienz who were able to punish last
I
time.
want
Here, they've had to
Heretics to
rescind,
win.
fall away. Leviathan have done what they needed to, at least secure the plant. First,
I mean, that's cool
big
too,
pick
but
as well for Mazzino.
my pick
Punishing Wood
shows
there.
Heretics.
Man up to the good as well. This is way better. Miniboo starting to get curious.
There you go.
And killed by King. This is way better stuff. Starting to see real synergy, real teamwork. The crossfire is holding well. Mazzino getting maybe a little bit too overzealous in this, but they have the numbers on their side. They can take a couple of, I guess, riskier choices. As Rienz, yes, you can take down Com, but it's the rest of the team that was never going to fall.
7-5 half in favor of Team Heretics. LEV starting the half very strong there. 3-1. They started, looked very reminiscent of their icebox, but they're going to be moving into that second half. They're going to be moving into that defense side. And Team Heretics has been looking so strong on some of these players. Losing the confidence on LEV is not what they want to have happening right now in this instant.
Confidence is key. And in these moments, that's where it really comes through. These two teams excellent in these situations. They've been in similar positions before, of course, champions on one side. But to tail with a familiar foe, why not head down to someone who's faced them both? Zelsis and Captain joined by Chen.
Oh, sounds good.
Hello, everyone, and Coach Kaplan and Zelsis in the house! 센티넬의 캐플린 감독과 젤시스 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 감독님, 어제는 패배에 아쉬움이 있었지만 오늘은 좀 편안하게 경기를 지켜볼 수 있을 것 같은데요. 선수들 모두 좀 어제 이후 어떻게 지내고 있는지 여쭤보고 싶어요. So Kaplan, yesterday was full of heartbreaks, but today you actually get to lay back and enjoy the game. So how's everybody doing today?
Very, very tired and trying to figure out how to be somebody who cheers in a crowd. Not used to that. You know, only know how to cheer in a coach booth, so I'm learning today.
좀 많이 피곤하고 사실 경기를 보면서 좀 관중의 입장이 돼본 적이 너무 오래 전이었기 때문에 좀 어떻게 하면 좀 좋은 관중이 될 수 있을지 사람들을 응원하는 사람이 될 수 있을지를 계속해서 연구 중이라고 얘기를 하시는데요. 그러면 또 개인적으로는 어느 팀 응원하러 오셨는지 여쭤보도록 하겠습니다. So who are you rooting for today? And you know, may I get your predictions?
Doesn't matter, EDG are winning tomorrow. But I gotta root for Heretics today. I mean, first of all, I want to have only lost in playoffs to grand finalists. And second of all, how can you not root for a team that all go on stage with matching Timbers hats? You can't stop.
먼저 EDG가 내일 우승을 할 거기 때문에 누가 오늘 이기든지 상관이 없지만 그래도 헤레틱스를 응원하게 되는 게 사실 센티넬스가 헤레틱스한테 져가지고 좀 그나마 더 잘하는 팀이 이기게 되면 더 좋지 않을까, 센티넬스에게도 명분을 만들어주지 않을까라고 얘기를 하고, 그리고 이렇게 좀 티버 모자 맞춰서 쓰고 왔으니까 어떻게 헤레틱스를 싫어할 수 있냐고 얘기를 했습니다. Now I'm gonna turn to you, Zelsis. 젤시스 선수 만나보도록 할게요. 오늘 또 누구를 응원하러 오셨나요? Now, who are you rooting for here?
I wanted LEV to win, but they're kind of getting rolled, so I'm going with Heretics.
레브 응원하러 왔는데 좀 지고 있으니까 헤레틱스 응원하겠다고 얘기를 했는데 마지막으로 어제 굉장히 무대에서 아쉬워하는 모습을 보여줬기 때문에 좀 팬분들에게 한마디 부탁해보도록 하겠습니다. We saw a picture of you taking in the crowd one last time yesterday. So anything you would like to say to the crowd here and the fans?
You guys are amazing, and I'm so grateful all of you came out here, not even supporting Sentinels, but Valorant in general. I love all of you, and thank you all for supporting us. Buy the Sentinels bundle.
정말 센티넬이 아니지만 그래도 발로란트를 응원해주신 여러분 너무너무 감사드리고요. 센티넬 번들 사라고 얘기했습니다. Thank you, Zelsis and Kaplan, and back to the game we go.
I don't think she translated to buy the sun bundle.
Poor old Jen having to also then shill for the bundle too. She had to dive in on it. She's like, yeah, well, got to translate now. Smart work there, but 7-5, let's focus back up here. Heretics in the lead. Lev closed out with a little bit of confidence in that final round. Maybe a spark here to bring them back.
Maybe. We'll see. Only time will tell. Because
Still
as
could be anybody's
I've learned my
game.
lesson, these teams have so much to offer. You can never count them out too early. Miniboo keeps linking up the gap.
Oh, but look at the support system on that. Literally everyone involved in the kill, but Tech's still here. Tex gets two! He couldn't quite get the third, but he did so well to do this much damage. And Mazino's found a gap to work in. He's found two targets. He couldn't take them down, though. They stayed alive. And now we're in a 2v2. Boo, Benji up against King and Com. Boo down low, and now vision removed, but King's gonna have to get close!
Wow.
Gone with a shot dart as well. It is perfect.
This is how W.
Pistol on the board for Lev. The score is getting closer. Sunset got real close when OT. I'm thinking Lev might have something in store for them, but I like the opening from Team Heretics there. Moving up that right side, dodging the trips and the cameras and everything, getting in there. The first point of contact, it almost caught them by surprise. Aspas, no chance to play the round there. He is a player that you want alive to be able to shoot back as, you know, maybe using his teammates as pawns, as cannon fodder, as he can just go in and wipe up everything. He had to sit
looking for
back,
baiting.
lounge back in the chair and watch the round develop.
Yeah. But again, this is the start that Lev needed. You wanted that pendulum swing, you wanted that momentum, you want a close lower finals. This might be the start of things to come. This round, Heretics, you're looking at the Ghost with Boo and just a Sheriff with Boot. On the other side, of course,
He'll be one off Thrash at the end of this round, at the worst.
not bad.
Unless he falls off the map.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, Lev, they're not moving. They got their space. They got their control. They're happy with this. Team Heretics grouping up. They got that orb, looking for that second one. Woot getting ever closer to the Thrash, clearing out all the close angles just in case. There's no KO flash coming on this map. It's a double controller comp. And that is a second recovered orb. That means Thrash is one away. That is a death, a kill, or an ultimate orb. Oh, yeah, just a death or a kill. He's getting it no matter what. And Team Heretics coming back to that B site is just text to defend. Mazino pretty close by to help him out, but still, it's a tall order here. If he gets flushed out by a Dizzy Dart, smokes the block off his teammates, but Mazino should be putting up a wall here anytime now. 30 seconds remain in the round.
He's not looking this way.
He's not.
Okay, this is too late. They're already ahead.
Past it.
Oh, this is a mistake on timing, and Tex can get overwhelmed here, but Mazino desperately trying to help him out, make up for the mistake and hold the line as best he could. Boo's punished him though, and now the plant. Woot's got ult still, if they feel there's a chance.
No way he uses it.
Surely
here.
not, but I mean, Boo's got himself a Guardian. Maybe he can make a little chaos happen here.
Bounce shock. There's no shock. Just the dart, scans
Okay,
him.
has to remove here a little bit. Woot, try and watch that cross, just call out the cross.
Oh.
1 HP! He's down so desperately low, but Lev showing caution, showing respect for the other side, but a
Yeah, he
bounding
doesn't
Aspas does the job well. With 3 alive, the defuse is there, the threat is crushed, and we have an even affair on our hands.
With that plant, with a couple of those kills, maybe we get to see heavy shields coming out, denying Aspas the ability to one-shot players with this Outlaw. As the score gets tied up 7-7 here, Team Heretics, they were using these death balls on their Sunset. It was working pretty well.
One enemy
And
remaining.
now we look to Lev. They need
No
the
jet knives here, buddy.
sweep, basically, if they want to be able to move on to that next stage, that grand finals. They need 3 maps in a row. They need to start here. They need to be able to convert this bonus round.
But you talk about caliber of players, you look at the potential to do it, they've got the pedigree. They've got
Absolutely.
the players who can
pedigree.
turn up. We're saying this at the first time it's gone even.
Yeah. Fast hit, and here's the Thrash, round 3, and
Wow!
Tix,
throws his hat down on the way.
so damn good! What a shot, straight out of the sky.
Spike planted.
Wow.
Oh man, that puts Miniboo right in his place.
2 Sheriffs and the Outlaw on this retake. Yes, they have the man advantage, but man, again, stopping them at the choke points. Team Heretics in their faces. Thrash goes again.
Oh, but
But
he's
shot in
got
the back.
down! Mazzino is timing perfect. Couldn't ask for anything better. Benji now called in, required to go above and beyond, and he's doing just that. That's a second body dropped. He needs to depend on Rienz to control CT here as well. Tex goes for the swing. Getting on the trade, but hold on. Getting closer now. He knows it. He's seen it. Benji keeping Heretics safe because Leviathan then got dangerously close.
I am loving this side of Team Heretics, though, that are getting in the phases and stopping them from being able to get any space. The disrespect. A lot of teams, they're in a 4v5 like this, they're against Eco. They might give too much respect. Barely caught in the back there as well on that Thrash.
Timing,
But
yeah.
the reason why it's so important to be able to play with this confidence and locking down the choke points is
I
that
don't know, I just want to give
it shows that you're
It's fine,
confident
it was
to
good.
not allow them any space into the round. And when you give too much respect, that's when you start playing on the back foot, letting the other team just swarm you. So Team Heretics, they hang on still. They take the lead. Aspas on that operator, though, off the back of that save. They kept those Sheriffs, the Outlaw, so that he could afford this and put a stop to Benji's shenanigans. Right now, Benji, whew, thinking twice about if he wants to move up or not, but finally he puts that cage. He can pop that at any moment in time in the round just to cause a shroud of doubt. But these players getting spotted here. It's only 2 defenders on this A site right now. If Team Heretics chooses right
Could be
now
no man's
to
land.
hit, to strike, that's it. Lev need to fall off.
King and Com, they're trying to stand their ground, trying to hold the site, and maybe that's why. Oh, King beheads Woot! Tries to dip away in time, but the plant is in. A trade of space and the site. Time on their side. Miniboo, Boo, and Benji. Oh, but Miniboo, careful. He was completely vulnerable towards CT then, but they're so focused towards that retake through
Texas
tower.
so far away. Aspas has the operator, and King has 11 HP. They're so split, and the time's
They're
running
ahead of the
low.
wall here. This double stack is hard to handle. How do you break this? What do you have? The second they try and drop, they might be dead. They might be brought down, dragged down. Desperate try from Tex and Mazzino, and now it's just Boo. But time is ticking, and Boo just has to play to the clock. He has to play it properly.
Wait.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You gotta get in there. You gotta
No.
stop shooting the thing and get in.
Run.
No!
Why? Just run in!
Wait, what? What the fuck just happened?
Call a timeout. Call attack. Coach, that is your IGL. These are the decisions your IGL is making right now. You're on attack side. You need to what is this?
Oh my God.
This is the lower bracket finals. The winner of this series
This is
goes to the
crazy.
grand
That's
finals
unforgivable,
of
Josh.
champs.
That is unforgivable. You know he's going to be kicking
Damn.
himself. Does that affect him going forward? No timeout called.
We're
Maybe
about to
just
find out.
think it's a mistake, that's fine. I don't think that is acceptable, but as it stands, Lev, hey, you saw the smile. You don't often get given those. You thought you were dead to rights.
Bro.
I know. Refocus.
You or them?
Everyone. 8-8. You don't get given those often. You really don't. Not at this caliber.
They're going to use Cosmic Divide. You can see the pings on the map. That's the line that they're going to draw. Boo
No, they're
across the
throwing
map.
it.
He has that gravity well
They're
to
giving
play
it to
that
them.
post plant. He's going to be able to come in from the back lines,
It's
get
okay,
that
they only
timing
get
click.
it, they
He
only
needs
get
to make
it.
sure he's not too slow on it this time. He has been in the past. Team Heretics moving up through middle. Getting spotted. Miniboo taking damage, losing some of those daggers in that Blade Storm. But still, they want to commit to this play. They still have that Cosmic Divide to make it work. LEV split across the map. 3 players towards this mid-A defense right now. And the decision to peel away from that B position from Boo. Benji. All the way
30
in
seconds
that
left.
smoke. And here comes the mid-split. Here comes the wall. And here comes the hit.
I'm
This
worried,
shock is
though.
gonna destroy
I'm worried,
Wood.
though. Miniboo still actually managed to get away unscathed, but it's Benji to fall first, trying to make it through from main. Aspas patrolling on the back of the site. Decides he felt that pressure. Didn't want to stick around too long, but with a 10-second plant, they're going for this now. Waiting. Miniboo, knives are there. Counter ult are going to come in, try and make this site almost unlivable on. And Leviathan change their
Unlivable.
approach, looking up towards tower. 2 towards CT, Com being one of them. Trying to take strides and takes down Rienz. Oh, what a follow-up! Perfect shot. They are clearing house. Leviathan are here to play.
No, it's crazy how Miniboo was last.
Leviathan putting up that flawless round here to put an end to Team Heretics. That's 2 rounds in a row for Lev right now, and just getting his feet caught as that smoke comes down. You'll see a lot of Omen players choosing to place that smoke a little bit higher up that will fall down, and if it's in the faces of their opponents, that means that the opponent can't
Get
see
my boy a
anything, but
Vandal.
half their body is exposed. And now, here comes the timeout on this gun round for Team Heretics. Round 18, 8-9. They're trailing by 1. They've been good on their 5-man death ball attacks.
Yeah.
They have good ultimates to use on this as well. They know Aspas has that operator out, and it seems like A's been working. They've been playing these post plants really well, denying the ability for Lev to come out of the choke points. It's been working so well for Team Heretics. Yes, they only have 1 attack round at the moment, but if they stick to their guns, like, you have to keep in mind, the only reason why Lev picked up these last 2 rounds was because Boo shot all his bullets into a cove instead of just running in and killing the player. This could be Team Heretics 10-8 up, putting Lev on eco, 11-8,
Yeah, that shit was
closing
crazy. I
out,
can't believe that happened.
and going to the grand finals.
Reminds me of this situation. Fnatic Sentinels, once upon a time, a flash going astray, and it all suddenly
A
crumbles.
mystical flash, perhaps?
Something like that. The difference 1 round can make. The question is, do they have the wherewithal? They have the ability to bound back, and it's hard when it's an IGL. It's incredibly hard to then pick yourself back up after making a mistake. But these mistakes, at this point, cost you so damn much. Now, ults to be used, a buy in hand. They have everything they could ask for here.
And it looks like B is the target Team Heretics wants to hit. Thrash and play.
You wanna
Cosmic
go
Divide
towards
if
Tex
they
this
want
site?
it. They want to go towards Tex, but it's fine. They have that Mosh to flush him out of that back position where he's currently standing.
I don't know, Tex. He's been scaring the life
Thrash.
out of me, this
But I
man.
feel like
Don't hit your
Has been
teammate, though.
a monster. He's still looking for a victim. He's found a couple of players. I told you, you got to be
Oh.
careful going towards his site. Takes down his opposing number, but it is traded. They've now got their foot in the door. The site is under Heretics' control, but it's been these post plants they've been struggling on. And actually, the parent, wait, that felt
It's
a little
just Mazzino out, though.
kilter. Well, the timing maybe a little bit off there.
Aspas is still in their spawn where they buy.
This feels disjointed. Mazzino can still make it hurt. It's not like it may not work, but still play together. Play as 3, play as the team, and they're doing that. Com set up for success. Now down to Aspas and Com to try and work this back through. Rienz and Wood on the site. An isolated fight, he takes it with both hands, leaving Aspas to try and fight,
why?
and he does. Punishes Wood in the back. There's no running away from this. Face your fears, but Rienz was a god on this map, and he needs to show him how it's done. Show his composure. Show how good he can be in Aspas. His hand is forced as Rienz
Nice.
keeps Heretics alive now.
Aspas only fakes. He never commits that first stick. Rienz knows this. He is so good in these clutch moments. He knows the ins and outs of who he's against and how they're going to play. And these opening kills, I see the LEV, the version of them that we saw in Sunset, where on this round, Tex is running out, he's trying to 1v5, then it's the next person, then it's the next person. Again, here, Aspas has that operator coming from A site, and again, one's on the drone, one's running out, they're taking a fight, another trickles out. LEV, you need to keep it together right now. No more mistakes. Again, oh my god, Hunter's Fury on Rien's, Cosmic Divide, the 5-man death ball, 3 to defend this time, and the wall's up in time to stop this. Stars placed. But not oh, okay.
Okay, here's the divide, here's the Hunter's Fury. Rien sending that from far away. Miniboo's already been caught up. King, Com, together, holding the line this time. It's only Woot to be able to make it through. He's the only one still on site here. The other two slightly disconnected, but the plant is in. Aspas, Tex, and Com have to navigate their way back through, but look how far away Tex was.
One shock, Mosh, and potentially a gravity well.
Wait,
But the flank is coming in. Com knows that they're going to play for this retake from back here. Com needs to pick the perfect time. It needs to be after the spike is tapped from Aspas. They need to use a cloud burst. Tap that spike. Draw their...
oh, the timing. Corbin, Com, Lee, the difference maker for LEV. Boo trying to hold on. Oh, he's taking him down for the train.
Wow.
The time.
He's got it.
He's got the time. The back line was broken.
He's got it.
He's got it.
Dude, he's got it. Are these casters like they didn't play
these
Valorant or
flanks,
what?
his timings have been spot on.
I got nervous for a brief moment when he target prioritized the man with the dart out instead of the second player. If he had target first Woot, then switch to Rien's, would have made his life a little bit easier there. But getting that dart off, getting that scan off. Normally, Com's been caught in these positions. Oh man, Com's been caught in these positions before where he pulls out his utility as soon as he gets one kill and he gets caught in the open with his utility out. This time though, he gets that dart off, and because he gets that dart off, yes, he loses his life, but Aspas closes it out, gets that round, and LEV back in the lead.
And the impact from that round, look at the damage it's done to their money. Just one rifle on Miniboo. That's all. Couple, maybe a sheriff for Benji. So this one could hurt. And Aspas trying to prove a point. Tries to get in their face.
He got scared away from that Vandal. He has that Outlaw. None of these players have enough health to tank a shot. Aspas can deal with them all, basically, one tap central. But right now, the split from Team Heretics, there's...
I mean, the tide could be turning.
This is just a ruse, a diversion.
I mean, the spike's still in
Benji mid.
Like
Benji versus King.
Slowly and steadily, a little bit of a fight here, but the angle far better for King. Showing dominance now, LEV. The spike is still in spawn, so this never felt like it had much intention behind it. Miniboo. The only one really with the Vandal to play with for the Heretic side, but we can take a second here to an extent. There's always a bit of a threat, but as it stands, LEV are taking the momentum back in their favor. You can feel this turning around. And these players know what it's like to hold that Champions Trophy. You don't want to miss out on it. You saw Com fighting tooth and nail for that there. They've got themselves a plant, but I think LEV know where they're going.
2 versus 5. Miniboo with that Vandal.
He's got the ult.
But Woot, how much he can do.
I ever tell you the story of the Miniboo basically 1v5? We only had a classic. It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened on round 20?
I can't quite remember, but we'll find out soon enough. Miniboo, it was the timing that he went for the swing. It wasn't this round, actually. It was a different round.
Bruh.
But now Woot, I mean...
Another flawless one for
Yeah.
LEV. But
Perfect.
Again, like a few of these rounds, the last 5 or 6 rounds or so have been these low econ rounds for Team Heretics. They haven't, it's all off the back of that lost round from Boo. Everything else has been from that moment onwards. And right now, I mean, some of these rounds come all the way down to the wire, right? 3v3, Com got the flank off. It came down to Boo narrowly, the 1.5 seconds that Aspas got that defuse. There's been a lot of retake rounds towards B, towards A. We haven't seen it explored all too often here. It makes me question what that last round was. Was it to get information? Was it to cause chaos and try to find an opening to make it expensive? Or what was Team Heretics' idea in that last round? Because you're probably not thinking you're winning that round.
No.
But maybe getting a feel for what LEV setups are to test the waters so that they can make a plan
with that said,
here.
I mean, King's walking middle on you. They're already doing things that maybe they wouldn't have expected. Boo was just walking up towards B. I think this is when this becomes kind of getting them back with their head in the game. It feels like it's
It's like
slipping away
we're
from
done.
them here, at least in this map. And the reverse sweep conversation does start at that point, but I mean, it's early days to discuss
Is
a
that
reverse sweep.
Meteor?
They're just taking the lead, but it's momentum here, and this is a
Where's he
mental
there?
game between these two.
No, it's
Keeping in
probably
mind,
texture,
Sunset
probably
had a
not
pretty
Meteor.
similar score. It
Only-
got to
only
round
texture would do
21
that,
instead of
you know?
9 to 11. It was 10 to 10, and then Heretics, they were able to bring it back from a 10-12 back into overtime, and then they ended up winning from that moment. So here, I could see definitely this making an impact and them going the distance here. But it comes down to this round. This is really the last real chance Team Heretics has to make this work. They have that Thresh. They have that 5-man death ball. They have that read that they want to go against Tex. Tex has only been good for 1 on these defenses. Team Heretics has been winning the post plants here, except for that round where Calm got that flank 2-man kill.
See the crowd now starting to cheer for Lev.
No, I have a
The owners getting the crowd on their side.
Aspas.
Maybe this pulls him into attention. Up and over, another attempt. He's not landing the shots here. Forced away. We can see Tex fancies it. Confidence brimming. Oh my God, Mazzino saves him in that one. Got a little too close for comfort. But they're left in talent here, Heretics. They're down in Boo and Woot. They don't have any safety. They don't have any real security on the side. They've got nowhere to work from. They're being forced away. Leviathan with a stranglehold on this game. It's gorgeous to witness. We need a 1v3. Not gonna happen with Aspas doing that.
Leviathan with that, get to 12, they get the map point, and this would be the start of a reverse sweep. Team Heretics still, they have good ultimates. It seems like they're getting some Vandals in the equation. It seems like when they have that Thrash, it's been always exec A, exec B with that Thrash. Here, they decided to save it. They have it. Again, if they need it here, they had that Cosmic Divide. I thought they were going to use it about 6 rounds ago. They still haven't used it. And Lev
too much.
put a stop to the bleeding. Yes, they're defending kind of like 1 at a time, but now they're moving out a little bit better spacing. We saw this wall.
But look at it, look at the pacing. They're already
He's gonna
pushing
get
middle.
spotted.
I love this though. I like that they're just putting Heretics back under the gun time and time again.
But Heretics in these moments have stalled, they paused. Now they decide they're gonna move up Rians through the smoke. That is so unlucky for him.
It happens. It's the way it goes. Comp does get detained, so maybe there's a chance, but Mazzino, can he keep him secure? Does he want to try and maybe protect his friend, protect his teammate? Right now it's King doing the best he can. Oh, King! Decimating Heretics, leaving Boo to face the music. His mistakes earlier coming back to haunt him as he's watched this game slip away, and the chance truly beginning. The opportunity for the reverse sweep now becomes a reality as it's 13-9. Leviathan are not down, they're not out, they're still in this.
Damn, we got a game.
It's in moments like these, you hope that you have been pacing yourself for the full 5 maps. Because right now, if Team Heretics is out of energy, trying to close that in 3, they're in for a rude awakening. Lotus is the next map, and Heretics has not looked strong on it all event. This is Lev's moment to be able to go for the reverse sweep.
No, I want Heretics to win. Blue, why must you fart near me? Why can't you go fart anywhere else, huh? Wait, what is next map? Is it Lotus? I don't remember.
Yo, 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 it's Tex, what up? Honestly, when it was 11-12, it was at the very last round, we could definitely feel the pressure hitting. Even the round before that, I think when King and Zeno lost the 2v2, because I think Chichu just walked out heaven randomly on a timing. I think that's when I realized, like, it's getting pretty scary. But yeah, honestly, it's whatever. I think I just gotta make sure the boys aren't too down on themselves individually. And we just gotta fix some fundamentals and we'll be good. I'm honestly chilling. We have another chance. I think my team matches up pretty well against Heretics. So honestly, I'm not too worried.
Holding his ground.
Curling hits the
What?
trap.
What am I
Tex finding
looking?
one. Smoggy not dead yet. Pops the ultimate to get himself back in, but Tex is just unassailing.
Yeah, Team Heretics, they play really well together. They have really good individual moments. Definitely have a unique playstyle on maps like Icebox, where they play like a Neon. On Miniboo, so we had to make some adjustments. So it's really interesting playing them. We beat them before, but it was a close game, and you know we both kind of learn how to play against each other when you play. So rematches are always different, but yeah, excited to play and let's see what happens.
Oh, Leviathan, they're on the board in this lower bracket best of 5, which means we will be guaranteed one more map. Look at what it means to them, the passion on these players' faces as well. I'm Yingsu and I'm back here with Mimi, Paperthin, and Achilles. I cannot believe they managed to force another map. How crazy was that? Was that head-to-head?
It was.
I can't speak.
It was damn wild, and that's why we're all struggling to find our words here. But yeah, the Abyss pick, we weren't sure how it was going to look here for the side of Leviathan, and it was off to a bit of a shaky start. You know, get those first couple rounds, but then that Thrifty comes through from the side of Heretics,
No,
and it
they're
just felt like they were going to be
talking
building up all this
momentum.
momentum and just end up, you know, mowing
Because of that
down
one
Leviathan,
round.
but they stuck in there and they got the win.
What I think part of what makes them so hard to play against is like just how good they are at taking mid control on this map compared to other teams. I feel like they're so oppressive with that harbor utility at pressuring that space, threatening these walk-ups. Team Heretics are having to invest so many players on their defense to deal with that. And on top of that, Clint, they're winning rounds like this one.
How?
I mean, this
It's
is just
just
absolutely insanity. I
so
mean,
crazy.
so this could have been done a little bit differently here by
Oh my
Boo.
goodness.
He didn't need to spam this cove like this. He should have just saved those bullets and just ran right in off the rip, but then he's out of bullets in both
They
guns.
both.
Should have just
Wait, let me
really.
see.
This is
That. And on top of that,
insanity. I mean, so this could have been done a little bit differently here by
Oh my
Boo.
goodness.
He didn't need to spam this cove like
Okay.
this. He should have
Yeah, I
just
don't know
saved
why-
those bullets and just
no,
ran
why-
right in off the rip,
Okay,
but then
he
he
didn't have any phantom.
moments are the ones that players remember that are so
Actually, wait.
All this
it's so
off the rip.
Let me watch
Need to
this again.
spam this cove. This could have been done a little bit differently here by
oh my
Boo.
goodness.
He didn't need to spam this cove like this. He should have just saved those bullets and just ran right in off the rip, but then he's out of bullets in both guns.
you know, in performance, in being good, in having his moments. No, it's play exactly the same way and win rounds on the flank single-handedly. Just ridiculous
Flanking
stuff.
all day long.
That's all he does.
I mean, we talk about Leviathan on the winning side of these rounds, but on the losing side, if you're Team Heretics, you have to be boomed by situations like that. They were crazy, crazy situations.
And you could kind of see it in some of their gameplay, too. Like, they started making mistakes where they were stepping a little bit ahead of a smoke blooming and things like that, where they were giving opportunities for Leviathan to get free kills. And it seemed like some of those moments, like Tex hitting that shot into Miniboo as he's dashing up above the box on A, like, things like that were really starting to set them off kilter, off pace. And then even in Com's moment where he got that sick double spray we were just talking about, Rienz is watching that angle for the longest time, turns around, and that's when Com strikes. Like, just little timings, little mental things started to fall apart for them. Yeah, this is that right
That
there.
shot.
Freaking disgusting.
Absolutely outstanding. And Tex has been so consistent all year at providing this value for his team. Out of all the Sentinel players at this tournament, he is taking more forced duels on the defensive side than anyone else. He is so willing to take those risks when he's anchoring a site. And sometimes you see it get punished. I think earlier in this series, on Lotus in particular, he had a lot of those first deaths when he was taking those risks. But in this map, he was really finding the value. And I think being willing to go for those plays, to trust his aim in those moments is so huge, because when we talk about rookies, we're thinking about Los Niños on the other side, but Tex won Ascension last year in Americas. He was with what was then the Guard, what became G2. This is his rookie year as well, and he has been performing out of this world.
Yeah, he really has been. It's incredible. And it's also just weird. Like, why is he so good with the Sheriff?
It's crazy.
You gotta text, you give him a 6-shooter, and somehow he's just absolutely cracked with it. It goes hand in hand. But I am so very impressed with how much value he's able to find round over round. And I think that if it's not for him having the performance that he did, this is a 3-0, completely not early. Not to say that nobody else on LEV did, their own efforts here, but Tex did so much work on Abyss to keep them in this series.
Yeah, and you got to give it to their coach as well. Itapata coming in here. I would love to be backstage and hear what he's been saying to these guys when they were 2-0 down to go out there on Abyss, paper thin, and turn things around and perhaps kick off the start of a reverse sweep.
Yeah, well, I mean, my guess is it's coach speak where he's like, just stick to the plan, all these, kind of typical platitudes. But it's what they did in between yesterday and today. The little changes that they made, like Aspas being the tip of the spear a lot more often on their attacker side, able to break things open for them, showing different looks. One time they used the harbor wall to push up with Aspas after they picked up the operator for him towards mid. It got shut down. The next round, they just dry pushed all the way through and then caught Heretics completely off guard. So a lot of things like that were around. They're showing you a lot of different looks, and there were some very little minor changes in some of their formations that gave them a lot more success.
And I mean, look at the change once Itapata took control as the head coach of this team. They were struggling early this year, and then the organization decided to elevate him to head coach from assistant coach before, and they've had that 12-3 record since then. The players have talked a lot about how much impact he has in fixing some of the more micro stuff about their gameplay, in adjusting compositions, things like that. He's been a huge boom for this team to have the end of the year that they've now found.
And I think that it goes along with the trend that we've kind of been seeing across all of the different regions, which is teams taking risks, making changes, big overarching changes to the staff as well as the rosters, and then finding success off the back of it. Think about Mako going to IGL, this guy here, Itapata coming in, becoming that head coach, same for Muggle with the transition there on EDG. These teams are taking these risks and they're now being rewarded for it.
And speaking of risks, we are going to go to Lotus. The Heretics, they had the choice of going Lotus here or Haven, and they picked the map. They have already lost against Leviathan.
And honestly, for me going into this one, I'm not even looking at the maps. I'm looking at the mental for this Team Heretic squad. Yes. This is a rookie squad. 4 new players on that stage who have had an excellent year, but have yet to win a best out of 5 this year. That is not a 3-0. No one's ever gotten reverse swept at Champions before, but if there was a team to do it, it would be the only squad left with former champion winning players on it.
No doubt about it. And I think it's tough for Heretics because you've been in these situations against Gen.G, for example, right? You lose the first map, you win the next 2, you're in the driver's seat. Gen.G on this very map, on Lotus, comes out, slaps you on map 4, like 13-4, I think it was, and it just fell apart for them. 13-3 on Split, and Gen.G wins Shanghai. So they need to find a different mentality for this Lotus.
No, they really gotta be feeling that, right? You would think that they've been here before.
Yeah, they have been. And I was hopeful when we're teeing up this matchup is that they learn from that experience, much, again, like Gen.G did versus Sentinels over at Madrid. Utilize what you learned there. Build that motivation and that endurance to be able to persevere through a long series. But that one player, again, that was not there was mini boosted. This is his first time being in this situation, so it is very much on the rest of the team to pick him up, to keep him focused and get him back into the driver's seat, because that Abyss was a bit of a rough showing for him.
The player with more experience on the roster, though, is his older brother, Boo. It's so special that they get to play together on a stage this big with their family watching here. The team has talked so much about the relationship they've built throughout this year. They've been together playing in so many tournaments from the start and have been through so much hardship. If you think back to that lower bracket run at Shanghai, they have the tools to come back into this one and close this series out, but it is still going to be difficult against a squad like LEV.
It just has to be Lotus, doesn't it? It's almost poetic that it has to be Lotus. But for Leviathan, though, they've done the hard part already to just stay alive. Pressure almost feels like it's on the side of Heretics. All LEV have to do is just to do what they already did against Heretics the last time.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure now, as soon as you switch sides on Abyss, all of a sudden, all the pressure felt like it was on Heretics. Leviathan comes out, wins that Pistols, then those rounds start getting scrappy, but Leviathan are the ones, time and time again, coming out ahead of it. Heretics' mental starting to crumble a little bit, so absolutely, you can see these veterans calm. the ever-present, just jubilant nature that he has keeps this squad in check, keeps them in line, and we'll see if Heretics can do it, but
yeah, we will see indeed. And let's take a look at agent select. There will be no changes at this point. Why would you?
I wouldn't.
We don't expect any of that, and don't get it. I think the biggest thing is that this is another map where Team Heretics felt like their Neon ideas were getting too predictable. They moved away from it. Now they're playing this default Fnatic comp, and I think they have looked quite good here, even taking down Fnatic on this map. But for me, all the questions go to their defensive side. They led in the series against Leviathan, and then they could only win 2 defensive rounds. Ended up losing that map and dropping to the lower bracket.
Yeah, and that's something that you cannot have happen. You need to be able to rack up at least a couple on the defensive side, you know, 8-4, something like that, 7-5, more preferable. But if you're going to be going in, only 2 rounds accrued on the defending side, you're going to have a rough time.
Well, this is it. Another opportunity for Heretics to close this one out. But Leviathan, can they send us to a map fight? Let's find out now and send it back to your cast. This is Pansy and Steel.
3-1, 3-1.
This is the map where it all might change, where it goes from a glimmer to a reality of a reverse sweep. However, we're not there yet. They've met here before like they met on Icebox. This time it was a 13-10 towards LEV. They looked great, they looked strong. You had a great performance from Aspas too, absolutely melting. But we saw the Icebox changed. Whole new result, no OT, not even that close really. Well, it was 13-7 in the end. But has Abyss shaken them, Josh, or are they here to play?
Team Heretics.
They're here to play, they're here to stay.
It came down to slim margins. It came down to that big, crucial moment, the Cove moment for Boo. Here, though, I worry for Team Heretics. They've been shying away from this map ever since they made this change. Benji to Killjoy. Boo's on Fade instead of Smokes. Woot's on Omen instead of Gecko. What? They need to do something different.
Nice little trap play towards middle, but Boo, unaffected so far actually. Managing to evade all the util and gets to retake that area. They get to re-clear it as well. Benji, his patience paying off. They're sitting deep. So the early foray, the early attempt from LEV, not really getting its reward. That
actually pulled out a lot of really useful utility from the defense side. They don't have these pieces of util right now to use in the retake. The paint shells is gone. They've used Seize, they've used Stun, Aftershock. Yes, the stun will come back, but if Team Heretics picks the right site, if they're going here to A site, looks like that's where they're committed. That's where LEV's setting up that retake. It all comes down to the fact that Team Heretics is actually going to have better utility to stop this retake from coming in the first place. All they need to do is figure out that the site's open and walk in instead of using all of their abilities to get into the site. It is free for the taking.
Flanks on the way though. That turret will alert them pretty quickly that they should be surrounded on all fronts.
They found my wire.
One's going to come in, try and get the time on their side. Slow progress from King, so it's going to take a moment.
Paranoia.
Oh, melting shot though from Benji. Backline still remains his. Mini Boo as well, finding success over towards CT with a follow-up too. And now sadly for King, he's a little too far away to be able to set anything to motion with that Paranoia. Mazzino was meant to be on that flank before, but Benji, just about heard that then. He's still on the hunt.
Oh
Beautiful.
my god!
It's King, last one alive. Feels like a formality. And it absolutely is. Heretics 5 alive here.
Wow.
A flawless opening. There's a few things I look to in this round that makes me think Team Heretics might actually get a big runaway with a lot of rounds in a row here. 1, the way they dealt with that trap at B early round. 2, the way that Benji was able to smack that first shot down. He's looking like he's on point. 3, off of Benji finding out that that flank was coming in, instantly there was a reaction to push into spawn up that rope from the rest of the team. So Team Heretics looking like they're firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, let's see how it goes on though, because we do still have this round where you can never write them out. You're going to look for stacks, little maybe pocket plays. They're very good. You can see them almost attempting that first round too. Trying to make something happen for themselves there towards middle. Didn't really work out in the end.
Another trap.
And again,
dealt with.
It feels like Heretics are quite aware. Maybe just heads up adjustments, you know, maybe just not falling for it. But as it stands, sadly for LEV, even with all these attempts, unable to really get any rewards for them.
Another good approach from Team Heretics here to avoid this trap. And on this timing that these pieces of util are on cooldown.
They weren't able to clear King.
They weren't, but it doesn't matter. It's just the better guns, they're all together.
Yeah.
This is where they want to go. Until that stun comes back online, there's nothing that LEV can really do in the defense here.
But I do still like the trying to be instigators, though. I like the trying to make little plays here. You're not going to win a fair fight when you only have a Sheriff or a Classic. So why not try and go for something?
It's going to be back-to-back flawless rounds here to open up the map for Team Heretics. And keeping in mind, they could have closed this series out 3-0, gone straight to the grand finals tomorrow. But instead, they have to come back and revisit a map that they've not wanted to play.
Nah, they have to give
the
them
more
a
recent
chance, you know?
matchups. They haven't had success once they switched to that double controller style.
Yeah.
And the reason why they were so good before is because they had that kind of all-in neon fade, breach, just dump everything and execute. But they switch over to this double controller type of style. And we see how it works for LEV when they play their attack sides, splitting up the map, depositing players, doing these audibles, manipulating the rotations. That's something that Team Heretics didn't really do that well. Miniboo trying to close this out, get that kill. Benji, get away from that spike.
Yeah, time to move here. Com going to be able to go down towards the spike, but otherwise, I mean, near on perfect.
And Team Heretics, I mean, they're in control. They have the double controller. It's whether or not they know how to play this composition on a map like Lotus, where there's so many possibilities for you to use the revolving door, that blue room, that breakable door, and pivot back and forth, deposit players, and have these proper audibles. It's something that hasn't been working for Team Heretics. And when you run a double controller comp on this map, and you're starting attack side, it's something that you need to rely on. So let's see, has Team Heretics developed that? Fast opening again into their smoke. They're gonna take this space for free. LEV on that heavy A defense. Tex, both trips and a camera on B, expecting that bonus round was gonna be a fast B play, but instead it's a C play. It's not gonna be stopped, and Boo still holding that A lobby control.
Yeah, so many rifles out as well for Heretics. This is gonna be a heavy hitting bonus. You're looking at King to keep control towards C, but already they're going to start testing the rest of the map here too.
Not committing the spike onto the site yet. Stun, paranoias, everything's still in play right now. Once the spike gets planted, that's when this flood's going to come.
Woot might be ahead of this by a touch. I want to see if he tries to just go for this one, and he absolutely does. He didn't need to go that far, maybe. The paranoia, you'd have been able to see him. And now denial on the plant. Potentially an overheat, maybe a misstep here by Woot. And for LEV, they get to keep 5 alive. 4 of them now standing tall on the site. Heretics forced down towards that lower side. Smoke goes in towards main, they're ahead of it, but Tex with 2, and a 3rd for Tex. His impact has been off the charts during this series, and King to close. LEV strike back.
A flawless response from LEV, and I have to sit there and wonder, what is Team Heretics doing? We have the site for free, the paranoia, but you're gonna push in. It's a near site. You're in a smoke. You're near site distance. That is, again, we talk about the agent composition change. We talk about the role swaps. Woot doesn't really play Omen on any of these other maps. It's been Boo on every map who's been playing that Omen Astra role. Riens has been on Sova, and that's where he plays his best. Right now, he's on Viper. And right now, the fact that they had the site and they didn't do anything with it, that's not good enough. LEV trying to pick up the pieces right now. They have that A space. They get that off the back of basically just the haunt, but that Viper wall means that it's very difficult to get that information. That jump spot needs to come in, and it's so easy to punish that if you have the right weapon or the right pre-aim. Calm, playing with fire a little bit, but here already 3 players on the attack towards that C site, ready to just go in.
But it's the switch up of having Tex here that I like. Seems like such a steady player for LEV.
Okay, that was the plan from Heretics. They wanted to push back the A players, cause the players to sit there, passive, weakens up that C site rotation. And now the hit's gonna come in. Team Heretics, they'll get the site. Miniboo has the paint shells to clear out. Elbow, he has a showstopper to get in their faces as well. It all comes down to, do they get the spike planted? How do they deal with the post plant?
Tex deciding, yeah, toning back away, doesn't want to go too far here. Thought maybe Mazzino might have been on that corner, but probably luckily he wasn't. That paint shell to follow, but he does go down. Maybe a gap in the smoke there. Gives Miniboo just a pixel to play with. They've kept control of CT, and I'm curious if there's an overstep this time. I can imagine that's not the case.
King, he's got paranoia. There's seized and paint shells. That could be a good combo for
Cam.
Elbow, and they're in the position to do it. Here it comes,
Paranoia.
Boo!
It's huge.
He's gonna go down.
Surely.
He got away.
Boo's still
How?
alive. With a second chance of life, he goes back towards the site. Wood's still up top. Mini Boo down below. Aspas trying to find one of these players. Isolate someone. He's done it. Rienz falls. Now it falls towards Boo. Gets overwhelmed. Tex clearing house.
Transfer.
Wood on the top of the
Dude,
box.
Tex is fucking insane.
The numbers stay with Heretics. They answer back in round 4.
I don't know if that was by design or if it's just one of these things that happen with that roll swap. Woot, there's a gap in that Omen smoke to the right side of it, and I like how Team Heretics has planned this out. As soon as they go in with that showstopper, the way that they have to plant the spike, it's open to that spam from Waterfall. So instantly, Mini Boo comes over here, sends that paint shell out to kind of zone out any players from being able to get that spam onto that spike planter, and they deal with that so well. LEV, they try their best, but their combo does not connect.
Incredibly tense now
Wow,
between
that was
these
very
two.
synced up.
First time we're seeing a dedicated effort towards the A side once these rifles have come into play. Mazzino catching a glimpse and deciding to fall away towards sight. It's going to be Tex. Feeling like he's everywhere this
It's
round.
always Tex.
From last time towards C, now going for a bit of a gamble stack here on A. And it's not the wrong read.
He wants to be more involved in the fights and the action. Rightly
They're
so.
gonna do this.
Oh, look at them already
Don't
backing
double
towards B.
Oh my.
3 ends. What is that? Well, a third was on the cards, but not to beat. But a quick read. Com knows what's up. He can hear them already bounding towards that B site. Needs to call in the cavalry as they are trailing the man here. Aren't going to go through.
Paranoia in.
Paranoia. Anyone going to work with this? Now they go, but it's too late in the day. Mini Boo recovers vision. Drops a body. Mazzino, good trade. But a 3v2, struggling to get the time on their side and get this plant down.
2v3, spike's not planted. 30 seconds. Aftershock for Mazzino can funnel these guys away. That smoke on main.
It's nice.
It's all about these first kills.
Carving up at least a 2v2 on the site itself, but you can see how close Benji is sitting. Oh, I thought there was a chance for the spray on this one. Mazzino now. He may know where one of them is, but to find Benji would be hard. He knows where he is now, but time is the biggest factor. Boo!
Okay.
Boo's having,
That is
I want to say a nightmare, but
crazy.
Mazzino now given an opportunity. The time is going to be very, very low here, but he might be able to get this towards half. Takes a little bit of damage, but he's got himself an opportunity. And he's definitely got time, but he doesn't have the capability to outdo Benji there.
I love the
think he's
timing on that
playing a
swing
little
from
bit
Benji. As soon as that tap on that spike comes in again, the swing's coming in before any possibility of reacting to it. But Rienz with those first 2 opening kills, dodging that seized plus paint shells combo behind the rubble and getting 2 kills off the back of it. That was the difference maker in this round. And we don't get to see this guy on that Viper, on that lurk roll. He's usually with the pack as Gecko, as Sova. He doesn't get to, you know, play these rounds out. So being able to see him change that up and get value is really nice.
Gotta be careful with this scoreline now as well, Lev. That's gonna be 5-1 likely here, considering it's only Sheriffs. So a couple of odds are really nearby, actually. So maybe with Mazzino on this rifle, I don't know. Maybe there's something to be said about it. One off the showstopper. One away from Rolling Thunder, but as it stands, it's the plant for Heretics.
Some counter util available for the defenders, but that first pick going into the...
And now we got the Rolling Thunder, but look at the counterplay coming in already towards Waterfall. They want to try and take space away that should be secure, and it looks like they've got at least that. We're going to play back in, isolate Aspas. This is the problem, but now they're down to the Sheriffs. Oh, Tex alive, he has been sharp with this Sheriff. Maybe his time to shine here. Door now open, Woot on a platter. Can't be taken down though. Stands tall. And Mazzino, who started this, can't close it. Benji is there, and Heretics taking a strong lead now.
This map is a map where, because you have those 3 sites, because you have this access to the revolving doors, it spreads the defense so thin. If you try to defend A, you have to leave C open. If you try to defend C, you leave A open. If you try to defend both A and C at the same time, you leave B open. There's always a gap. Team Heretics, because they deathball as 5 so frequently, they're going to be able to outnumber you anywhere they choose to go. And if they keep enough utility into those late rounds, the post plants, as soon as you try to get back into the round with your stuns, your flashes, anything like that, here comes a Viper Molly, here comes a Paint Shell, here comes some piece of utility. And now that Heretics is building on their economy, building on their ultimate economy, Lockdown almost in play, Viper's Pit almost in play, Showstopper almost back in play. And LEV, they're down, trailing by 4, but they haven't had a real grip on the game yet. They've been defending towards A early and then pivoting back, but right now, Team Heretics they're not really fighting for that space right now. They're happy to go for that C space first and then come back into A when they know that usually it's 1 or 2 people jump spotting, maybe trying to hold in case you do come back for that retake. But because of that, Team Heretics just gets to that site for free constantly, and they get to close out. Now LEV, they call that timeout. They have that showstopper on Ospas. They have the chance to be able to do something with it if they choose to do it.
And remember, last time around these two met, it was Aspas who had an absolute flyer of a series. Top of the board now, only 1 to 5. Uncharacteristically quiet for him. Need him to show a little bit of that spark.
Is the one that
we know
always,
he has. Everyone knows his potential, his capability.
He's too old.
Rien's looking to maybe do a little bit of something he did before. Finding those 2 kills was paramount to Heretics' good conversion the previous. Now, back to a different setup here.
LEV starting with that heavy A defense. It's all on Tex to defend against the C site, and the rotation can't get here in time.
He's so committed. I don't know how he gets away from this. Or maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he wants to try and stand and fight, but a 1-for-1 trade, I don't know if it's enough.
You should run.
Lockdown in play. Players already on the site. That's just going to zone them out to give them enough space to get into the site and plant. But look at Benji. He's already placing that turret for the flank. Here comes the plant. And Rien's, he's going to get it. He's got the Viper's Pit if he locks that down in spawn or waterfall. This is another round for Team Heretics.
See if they want to go for it. Look, yeah, opting towards CT.
I like
Can't bring that off. This then encourages Aspas. Can he find a man? Drop the body. He can, but he takes himself down with it. And now down to the 3v3. Benji on the back lines being pressured. Is booted to deliver towards Mazzino. And now, back and forth we go. But the Viper's Pit on the site is the problem. They still have to clear past this. Com and King both wanted to close in now.
I didn't know
Tucking into spawn
he was
as
like
well.
a Fortnite player
King gonna fall first though.
Like,
it's all on Com in a 1v2 and he's trying. But they're
like,
gonna
I had no
surely
idea
check
he
on him.
could play
Boom!
Fortnite, I'd never...
Keeping Heretics
tried
moving
Fortnite,
forward. The
but
scoreline starting to
like
become
play
a
it.
problem.
Keep in mind, LEV just called a timeout. They had that gun round, they lost. Team Heretics takes the lead, puts LEV on another eco round. Lots of ultimates invested in that. Osboss uses Showstopper, goes 1-for-1, dies to it because he's in that Viper's Pit. He's taking that early damage. And now, the lead building for Team Heretics. It's insurmountable right now. LEV, they need to find a way to stop the bleeding, but their economy, everything is reflecting it. And look, the overreaction, the C defense, they're leaving A exposed, and Team Heretics a step ahead again. They're going towards A this time. Benji, though, in spawn, holding that mid push, has that turret to watch that C push, and this A site again. LEV, you cannot defend it with only 2. Even if Breach gets here in time, it might not be enough.
I played like, you look at the buy as well. It's Sheriffs, it's Stingers, Rien's on the punish. Miniboo tethered, but it doesn't really matter. He's still standing, and he is still fighting.
I didn't play when it was like
back to back.
Super hyped up because I knew there was like a bunch of like Marvel collabs and stuff.
Horrific.
But I just didn't like it.
Held on one. After
the
what
map
was a
is
brilliant
too big.
resurgence on Abyss. 13 to 9. We started to see all the stars aligning.
Everything.
Thinking maybe this was enough to bring them back into this series. And then we get here. And the worries return. The issues return.
I think Valiant is like a good balance.
Picking up where they left off.
Not too many people. The map isn't
looking
too
cool,
big.
Composed. And now,
also, there's like a Fortnite bundle in Valorant right now.
Collecting another round. Mini Boo has that showstopper now. Boo has that Nightfall. And again, Team Heretics staying a step ahead. Hitting C until LEV overreact, plays C. Hitting A exactly when they leave it exposed. Now with these ultimates, I want to see something fun. I want to see something with pressure towards one spot and slipping the gap. I've seen it before where they try to go towards A, make that pressure, and before you know it, in a blink of an eye, Miniboo through middle, through B, in the back with that showstopper. But right now, I think they're lining it up.
Looks like it.
Ooh.
Maybe just a little bit of pressure, maybe trying to figure out if this A defense is here.
I thought I hit him.
To confirm it, to let them know that this is possible.
Yeah, Pacey already straight on in. Mini Boot gonna pop the ult here and just secure space.
Absorbed.
You can see how far back they have to sit here. It gives them time for the plant, but an opportunity for the retake. You're looking at Com here. You're looking at Tex potentially.
Woo.
Big opportunity, but Wu waiting. Denies anyone access through that blue door, gives them safety, allows them to all pour their attention
it was pretty
towards
early in the
CT,
hype
towards that
train.
connector.
I
The
think
counter
when I
on both
stopped
sides
playing,
going through.
the hype
Mini
train
Boo,
like
Boo,
actually
waiting
popped
to see
off.
them both. That should be both tethered. Mini Boo can
I
now turn for a
just
second.
don't like
Now the
battle
paranoia
royale.
goes in towards CT. Mini Boo draws blood, re-ends, Heretics line them up and knock them down.
3-1.
Team Heretics right
feel like
now
they could've
are
3-0'd
unstoppable, rolling through, staying one step ahead every time. It's just impossible. When you're hitting shots like this, when you're finding the openings, when you're not afraid, when you are flying on high confidence, it is so hard to
I
stop a
always
team
wanted
that
to
is
play
like this.
like a
Right now with these
5v5,
crossfires
like Valorant,
and LEV,
like
they
CS
don't
and
have
stuff.
an answer.
But
They
CS was
need
way
to
too
figure
ugly.
out a way
And I can't
to
play ugly
defend
games.
against
I
Team
need to play,
Heretics,
like,
but
pretty
part of that
games,
might
you
be
know?
just having to have better retake protocols. They are guessing the wrong spots, but here they might guess the right spot.
And I never played like CS
Ooh.
before Valorant.
Seized up, here we go.
Okay, that's a
Tex
start.
finding re-ends, now gonna apply the pressure! And Heretics withstand!
How the
Three
fuck
back
did
to
they
back
lose
and
that?
Lev are trying to throw everything they have at them. They don't want to go out like
They're
this.
playing too,
So close to that
aggressive.
grand final. And watch it slip.
It's really like a just hold W moment.
One
right
round,
now.
all they've been able to post so far. Tex trying to dig deep, but he gets put in his grave.
Oh, it's
Now
fine.
King. A 1v3, we talked about his timings, his
Look at where
ability to find
Benji is, though, what
space
the
to
fuck?
give Lev so many options in previous maps, but now he has to clutch up. There's no two ways to say it. They need impact. They need someone to stand tall. He's not slowing down by any means. He's in there. Trying to toy with their expectations on the TP, but they know what's going on.
I think they're going back to like the
Gonna
old
ensure
map
it.
where
Nice shot from
it's
King,
just
a
aim
better
only.
trade from Boo. At this point,
No
it's
strat, just
9-1.
aim.
This game may be nearly over.
It's probably nearly over at this point, the way that Team Heretics has been fighting back. Again, you look at that last map of Abyss, you look at how it fell apart for Team Heretics at the end there. It wasn't to a lack of planning
I think
or prep
Valorant is
or
my
strats
first
or
FPS
player
if you don't
performance. It's that Cove
include
incident.
Fortnite.
It
Well,
comes
Fortnite
back
isn't
to
like a
that round.
first person.
It just unraveled. The rest of Team Heretics gave
third
Lev
person.
that little bump to get to that finish line to take us to this
But
map.
I've only
But
played,
now
like,
Team Heretics is
3-4
showing
games
why
on Fortnite, so
this
I don't think that
map was
counts.
in their wheelhouse for so long, and they look revitalized on it right now. I did not expect this coming into this. I was nervous for Team Heretics. They've been putting it away. They picked Icebox against Sentinels instead of
My mic is
picking
small
I think
'cause,
they banned Lotus even.
it's
in
4
fact.
a.m.
So the fact
I
that they're
can't be
able
too
to
loud.
come out here on Lotus and look like this,
I mean, and rightly so. Heretics picked this map before. They only got 10 rounds. Lev got 13. They played here. We already knew how this went. But the difference is how close Heretics now are. They can see it. They can nearly touch it. That trophy, so close to them. A chance to fight for it. A chance to right their wrongs in previous finals.
Also, I think I have
and no
a
bigger
noise
stage
suppression
than
on because
champions.
my dog snores and people
They
can
still
hear it.
have to get past Lev. They've done the hard work initially. Couple of maps behind them now. And they've done so much heavy lifting here. 9 rounds. Look at the run of them. For Lev. Trying to prove how bad you
I
want
have like
it.
a
You have it
mic
in
arm
you.
thingy,
still have
but I
gas in
think
the
my
tank.
mic is too
Another
fat
gear
for
to
it to
shift to.
hold.
It's now or it's never.
I have
One
like
round
this
is not enough
snowball,
of a
so
buffer.
it's just a
I don't care who
giant
you are.
ball.
You gotta give us a little
Looks
more,
like
Lev.
a tennis ball.
you got to get at least 3. That sets it all up.
You gotta keep it at least 3.
Team Heretics off the back of that timeout called from Lev. Holding, waiting. Seeing if Lev goes for another aggressive play. They just tried it, didn't work. But Lev is still 1 defending C, 2 defending front of B, and 2 to defend A. So split. Anywhere Team Heretics chooses to go, they have a 5v2 at worst. Alarm bot set for that flank. Now here comes the orb collected, the tree room open, haunt through.
Aspas First time we're seeing him test this in
oh my
what
God.
feels like this entire game, apart from one flank we saw earlier
Turret
on.
and alarm pot, man.
Yeah, they doubled down. They're taking no chances here.
And
They're feeling surrounded, but look at Tex.
Is that the go?
It's so
for Heretics
precarious. This positioning from Tex, it feels like feast or famine, and he's played it cool. He ends with a ghost clears him. How is this happening?
What?
They're being brought down
Well,
to
I
the
was
ground
rooting for
here.
Sentinels, but they're out.
5 still up for
I'm rooting
Heretics.
for
They got the
Heretics
plant.
right now because they're my pick-ons.
NG backfilling the space on CT. Aspas, every step is so arduous. And we need the Magic Man to pull a trick out of that, pull something out, show us something here, Lev. Going out with a whimper. It's not it.
But I
3
think
kills for
between
Aspas.
Lev,
This
Heretics,
feels
and EDG,
like we've
I want
shifted
EDG
into a
to
whole
win.
different
Like
reality.
everything.
He's dead. He's done for. It's 10 already for Heretics.
I've lost count
Heretics
of
is
how
the
many
third
times
seed
Lev
of an EMEA?
has gone for these flanks.
That's crazy. I thought they were
And it
second
does
seed.
not work against Team Heretics. The style that they
Fnatic
play,
is first
as soon as they
seed.
see that flank coming in, they know it's not just one player. They know it's multiple, and they press forwards. They know at worst they're in front of a 5 versus 3, and they claim that space. It's been the name of the game, and Team Heretics, they look insane on this attack side.
I know, I'm so sad.
Lev, a slow opening, a
I'm
more passive
watching-
approach to that A.
Dude, yesterday
Yes,
was
they use
awful.
it one way. Yes, they use an orb, but they
both
keep
the
that
matches
stun on
went to the
Zeno.
third
He's
game.
got that
It was fucking
over
awful.
towards C. If this hit comes back towards C,
But yeah, I don't.
they break that trip.
never played
Zeno
Abyss.
gets that stun off,
They
gets
ran
that
someone
swing,
else's
asks for the
comp
cage,
on Abyss.
and lays them up.
And they got fucked. So.
Zeno, pressure on his shoulders here. Trying to hold the site, calling the cavalry. Aspas now. Right place, but we're still above a minute. They can pivot.
Open the revolving door, create that pressure, make them question whether or not it's B. Look how it's dealing with the rotations. Tech's already picking up that waterfall B area. King has to watch it from the blue room. It's just calm on that A defense. Right now, Spike looks like they want to QB sneak it back into that C site after some sort of pressure
I was
elsewhere on the
so
map.
fucking stressed. Like, I was more
Remember,
stressed
this
than the
revolving door,
players.
they can always connect back here after they pressure A or B.
Tex, bit of a headliner. And I thought a bit of a head taker there. Only gets down Wu, but I thought he might have had Mini Boo as well.
And look how that exposed that C site though. Aspas needs to go big from this waterfall, deny that
I
plant.
don't think I get stressed about
And
the
it's
other team.
Aspas, you called
except
upon him.
Sen.
Maybe it's his time to answer that call.
I
13
just want
seconds.
Sen to
They can
win.
get the plant here. He can't deny
Triple
it.
peaked.
Giving him no quarter. King falls. And now on com. A 2v1.
Oh.
Can he give him anything? A touch to work
Oh.
with. Desperate attempt to Boo. Bodies him. It's 11 rounds to Heretics. Nearly securing the grand final in one half.
I don't
Josh,
remember the round
this
they
has
won.
been a
Oh, they
masterclass
won the
here.
third
A
round.
night and day difference from the last time they met.
They won the,
This is Heretics with one
bonus.
goal in mind.
Yeah, it's GG. My pick'ems are just so screwed. Like, I'm very surprised Gen G were out. I'm surprised Peter X are out. I'm surprised Lev made it this far. If I swapped Lev and G2, I would have gotten so many more points. If I swapped Sen with EDG, I would have gotten a lot more points. Benji's the vibe merchant though. What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, they're what are they throwing? Are those pinbacks? What are they? See, this is the one thing about going to like an actual game in person. You have to sit in the front or like in the middle because these people can't throw this shit that far back. I don't know what they're throwing. I don't even know what they're doing.
11 2-1. It's a
Like in America, they throw
1 round for
like
LEV.
they throw mosh.
The third was all they could gather.
Jet
And
knives and
Heretics
stuff.
so close now. Becoming tangible. Becoming reality. And now they just have
Benji's
to
such a
close.
good vibe
A
merchant
comeback
though. He made
would be
them over
a
fucking
miracle
super high.
for LEV. It's not impossible, but they better be praying.
It needs to be flawless, perfection. LEV, they burned both their timeouts. 1 to 5 they were down, 1 to 9 they were down. That's when they burned them and they got no value from it. Team Heretics has been a step ahead every single time. The players have been on point, winning their duels, and they've been crushing with sheer numbers everywhere they go. And now LEV need to respond in kind if they want to have a chance to take it to a final map. But right now, it looks like they don't have that teamwork. Can they show us, prove to us that they do have it in them?
Wait, how was Heretics third seed and Foot second seed
Slow
when Heretics
opening.
is
LEV
5-0
don't want to
and
make
Foot is
any
4-1?
missteps.
That doesn't make any sense.
Can't make a mistake. Don't want to
That
make
this does not make any
a
sense.
step right here.
It's
Everything.
so dangerous.
The same approach that they had on Abyss, right? They went towards B after a little bit of A pressure. Tex and Ospas leading the charge, but here, Benji playing that retake, waiting for the rest of his team to come back. This is what was working so well in some of these retakes in the previous maps. Team Heretics, as they group,
Dude, when
reach
they
critical
zoom in
mass. They
on
have the paint shells.
Benji,
Haunt,
on
no
Benji
C's though.
I cannot keep staring at his like
That
carry out
paranoia
arm.
coming in. Woot in the back.
Like he's literally
Here
a
it comes,
teddy
and here
bear.
comes the retake.
Yeah, smokes in, haunts up, paranoia too deep, Miniboo on the way, first man falls, Aspas King trying to desperately claw into this, hold on, give them a chance, give them a moment, give them, hell, another round, come, the one to do it, it's 2 rounds, but it's a step.
It's attack-sided.
Stepped in the right
This is
direction,
attack-sided.
and again, no missteps
No, I don't think
allowed.
they're gonna
LEV,
get
they pick up that first
10
one. It gets a
rounds
little close at the end
in a
there.
row.
Came down to the wire in that post plant, that 5 versus 5. Utility coming out from both sides. LEV a little bit on top of those trades, and taking out that flank as well was huge. It was massive. But LEV, if they want to be able to do this comeback, remember, Team Heretics started with a couple of flawless rounds to open up the game, build that economy, build the ulti economy as well. And also, at the same time, deny LEV the ability to get their ultimates on line.
Miniboo.
Right here, another fight. Miniboo.
Easy.
Does he catch one?
Nice
What
from
the
Aspas.
fuck? Why would you fight that?
Really big opportunity
That's
for him to
crazy.
warm into this game too. These are the moments where you become truly legends. People refer to him as the GOAT of the game. I don't blame you, but you need him right now. At 6-12, this has not been a career performance for him at all. But if there's a time to turn up, it's the next couple of rounds if they get the grace to have them. Aspas. Forced to
Not pretty at all.
It's not, but luckily you don't fight alone with LEV. He's got support there. Mazzino, Com, have his back. Benji gonna hear this cross.
I
They
saw
can
an
deal with
interview with
Mazzino, the one.
Benji and Boaster,
To
but
keep this
they were doing
together.
separate interviews, but
Keep
they
the
were just
round
like,
looking likely, maybe a third.
they just
come
said
in.
I love you to each other,
Rian's
and they
the
like
last
didn't
one
even
alive.
communicate that. That was so funny.
And this should be stability for LEV.
I don't think the macro
love
decisions here
Boaster,
are
though.
bad for LEV.
Boaster's such
They're
a-
good. They have that
he's so
map
funny.
control. They control
I
the
think I just like him
rotation
because
so
he
well.
likes K-pop and he just
But
does his
it's
K-pop
where they come in
dances.
and the execution of everything, making sure that they're together, they're hitting their shots. Some of these situations are getting really close. Remember, this was just pistols for Team Heretics. They took out Alspas. Com and Tex came really low as well. Had there been guns, been shields on the other side, different story. So, LEV, again, this is the first big test. If you can't get past this hurdle, there's no shot.
I will see you again.
Show us what you've got.
Deep breaths now. 3-11. As you said, first big challenge. Big test. No bigger stage for it to be on. And Heretics, well, they can take chances, they can take risks. And right now, they're trying to just escape. Aspas, perfect. Takes away Benji, trying to clear the box, make sure. Does his due diligence. He knows that someone's going to try to sneak around there, but no. We know that already Woot's backed away. But a perfect start to things. Quell some of that confidence.
If they
Slow
come
down
back-
Heretics.
Heretics
Dude.
such a big lead.
I don't think
that
I've
they
seen
can
a
choose to
12-0
do
comeback.
Some
There has
riskier
been like a
plays to see
10-2
if they
comeback
can
though.
shut down LEV before they're able to get anything. A great clear on that C mound area by LEV. But here they come back to A. Already Team Heretics bolstering the position. Tex goes down.
Riens.
What?
Hail of
Not
bullets.
like this, man.
LEV are being
Okay,
decimated.
GG.
King, Com, Aspas.
No way.
Where do you go? Do you look towards B? I up C. You're not going A anymore.
This is when silence is deafening. You hear your own heartbeat pumping louder and louder as you realize that the end of the tournament life is quickly, rapidly
looming.
approaching.
Odin is cringe.
20
It's
seconds.
so good.
Boo. On the other side of
I
the
prefer
smoke,
the stinger,
spike
but
is here.
whatever.
Dodges it. No, no.
It passes.
No.
Boo with an
No.
opportunity to break their hearts, and he's doing it! Shattering left to
Oh
pieces.
my god.
And King, too little, too late.
How did they throw that? They got,
There's no
they got first blood.
timeouts. That's it. LEV. They had that first opening at C. The risky play from Team Heretics did not pay off. But the response re-ends the Odin spam. Blind through the door. Just catches one randomly, catches a second randomly.
crazy.
And it's all unraveling for LEV. Slipping the gap here as well. It's just unreal the way that LEV is losing right now. They have to be heartbroken. They have to be.
One away.
Yeah, this is.
Heretics.
You know,
one
if this
away.
was done, I would be
Lev.
a lot more.
Had to watch this go
I
from
would
bad
be
to
in a
worse.
lot more pain.
Seeing their chances slip away.
But it's not
There's
Sam,
an
so
ult
it's
to
fine.
work with. There's still a buy in hand, and they are gonna give it everything they have to try and stay in this tournament, to stay in champs for a chance at the finals. Aspas, but it's Miniboo
No.
and
Oh my
Boo
God, okay,
back
GG.
to back, doing so much damage towards LEV, leaving them in a 2v3. And Mazzino is so isolated. Benji takes away Tex, and now on the verge.
No way he has an
it's
Odin
down
right
to
now.
one.
Oh, they hear him.
Miniboo,
They hella hear
Benji,
him.
Woot. They show patience as they slowly close in. They look to finish with a flourish. The paranoia going through Mazzino. Can you step up when it matters most? Can you handle the pressure? The answer is no! As Heretics in
Wait, it's like a
Name
repeat
Nature
of Master Time High.
and lock in the grand finals.
Like the two Americas teams were 3rd and 4th. And then Heretics was top 2.
LEV. They came so close. They showed so much tenacity. And if there's any takeaway from this series, it's not about how maybe bad LEV might have played. It's about how good LEV played, but Team Heretics are a cut above right now. They're playing flawlessly.
Spot on. Give it a moment for what it means to him. Sheer elation for Heretics
Aww.
to face a team that they'd lost to here recently, to face those maps again. And on the other
Fortnite
side,
kids come up on top.
a team who've been made for greatness, and they got this close, so damn close. But today, it wasn't their day.
Close isn't good enough when you're in the champs deep run. Team Heretics,
I fucking
they're
love
on that
Woot.
stage right now, and oh
I don't
man,
like his hair
the
right now, but
progression. You can
I
see,
still love
we
him.
talked about it. They lost that first matchup, that head-to-head, but here in that rematch, it looked like a completely revamped team, different, and you have to look at what contributes to that. It's got to be the coaching staff. You have Niels, you have Weber. A lot of it probably on the shoulders of Boo, the in-game leader, but also the players, the stars. You have Riens, you have Benji, you have Woot, you have Miniboo. Like, you talk about this
I feel like
team,
anytime
you're
the counter
highlighting all
says
these other
something, the
players.
opposite happens.
Miniboo, he slips the discussion somehow.
Even though he's
How?
top of the board in the last match.
He's
Bye.
top of the
Thank
board.
you for watching with
He's been
me.
frying the last couple of days. Neon Rays, it doesn't matter. He's in there. These guys are good.
I want
Yeah,
Heretics
they
to
are
win.
damn good. I'm glad you
Champ,
mentioned
but I
Rienz. In
think
my
EDG
mind,
are
he's out
gonna
there as potentially one of the MVPs. I'm glad the Desk was talking about it earlier too. He's had a belting performance. And you're right, you could pick so many of the players. And God, it's hard to look towards Lev at times. I mean, gave it a go. But what are you meant to do against a side that looks to be getting stronger and stronger? Heartbreak for Com there. It's hard in these moments to see the absolute stark contrast between the winners and losers, but you can see what it means to make it to those finals, to get a shot again and again. He's felt that high before. Maybe he'll feel it another time, but it won't be in Champions this time around.
Heretics, they've been on the receiving side. When they've hit the grand finals, they've suffered. They've been quoted saying they would rather like lose early than get second place again.
Yeah.
And here they are, set up in that moment where it's either they win it all or they go out in second again. Are they gonna let this happen, or have they learned? We've seen their growth so far.
Yeah.
Is it enough though?
EDG, the final boss. I mean, they have looked something else. Something else. Take a moment, drink it in. Heretics will be back to this stage. LEV, I think they've made some fans here today.
Absolutely.
Hard game, hard opponent, and a hard walk to that backstage area. Never easy in these moments, but a glance back throughout at least the last map here, in case you missed it.
Please be rude.
And it was, well, quite quick, really.
It was just a reel of, I mean, a lot of these fights came down to these big team fights. Team Heretics coming in on top, positioning, the crossfires that they have, the understanding of where they need to push, keep the pressure on next. And of course, you have moments like this, the Odin spams, the smoke spams,
That shit was crazy.
random things happening.
Yeah.
Just sometimes the luck is in your favor and sometimes it's against you. And right now, just how the stars aligned for this team was magical.
And they made something of it as well. It's one thing to have the luck, sometimes they let it slip away, you don't utilize it, but here, gosh, it almost felt like a mercy killing at a 13-3. Lev just didn't have it in him anymore, but someone who does have it in him, who has been outstanding, is Rienz, who's standing by the Verizon post-match interview.
So it's Rienz like, N?
Inspire Arena, let me hear it for Rienz!
It was doing than Rienz yesterday for after interview.
만나보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 3대1 승리로 결승에 진출하게 됐습니다. 벤지피시 선수는 정말 숨을 가쁘게 몰아쉬기도 하고 미니보 선수도 굉장히 신나 보였는데 리엔즈 선수 담담하거든요. 지금 어떤 기분인지 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Congratulations, Rienz. 3-1 to advance to the grand finals. We saw the sigh of relief from Benji and also Sue from Miniboo as well. But you seem pretty calm. Like, what's going on? How do you feel right now?
I mean, I'm so happy, but I'm kind of like Boo, you know, I'm kind of chill. Of course, I'm so happy, like I'm also excited, you know. We're gonna play grand final, especially in our like first year, you know, like everybody is joining champions for first time in our team. So I think it's like great achievement, you know, and I'm really confident that we're gonna win.
Oh, win the whole thing? Okay. 먼저 부 선수랑 리엔즈 선수가 성향이 비슷해서 좀 이렇게 많이 기쁠 때도 그 감정을 많이 드러내지 않는 편이지만 너무 행복하고 기쁘다고 얘기를 하고요. 특히 이렇게 결승전에 진출하게 됐는데 사실 팀에 있는 모든 선수들이 챔피언스 결승전은 처음이기 때문에 또 너무너무 신나고 열심히 해서 내일 우승할 수 있을 것 같다고 얘기를 했습니다. 그럼 먼저 가볍게 게임 얘기 좀 여쭤보고 싶은데요. 뭐 선셋에서도 그렇고 어비스에서도 그렇고 이 부 선수가 사이트를 혼자 보는 일이 많았거든요. 좀 부 선수의 콜이 그렇게 나온 건지, 부 선수를 선수들이 믿고 있는 건지, 아니면 이게 전략의 일부인지도 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Speaking of Boo, we see him holding a side by himself a lot, especially on Sunset A, also on Abyss, on his Astra as well. Is this part of your game plan, or is this more of him giving you the calls and the teammates having that full faith in him that he can definitely hold the side on his own?
I mean, I would say like we trust Boo so much, so whatever he says, we listen. And if he says that he can hold the side solo, we will of course just bring him and just show.
And he does, right? He does.
Exactly.
부 선수에 대한 믿음이라고 얘기합니다. 부 선수가 이제 뭐라고 콜을 내리기만 하면은 선수들은 그걸 따를 준비가 돼 있고, 부 선수가 만약에 선수들이 다가오는데 내가 사이트 혼자 다 막을 수 있다라고 하면은 충분히 막을 수 있다고 믿기 때문에 이런 믿음이 빛나는 답변을 줬는데요. 리엔즈 선수 그리고 올해 데뷔해서 국제 대회는 2번째 결승전에 진출하게 됐는데 사실 1년 내내 정말 꾸준한 폼을 보여주고 있습니다. 이렇게 큰 무대에서도 용기와 폼을 잃지 않는 비결은 무엇인지도 물어보도록 할게요. Speaking of, first time in the grand finals for champions, this year, it's your debut year, and yet you've been consistent throughout all international tournaments and throughout all regional tournaments as well. Heading into that second grand finals of this year, I want to ask you, how do you keep so consistent and strong? Does nothing scare you?
I mean, I think everybody in the team loves each other, so there is no mental issues in the team. Like everybody trusts each other, and everybody's have stamina to work hard because we are young people, I would say, and we are just working hard. Our coaches are working hard, and our team, I don't know, just supporting us a lot. And we had some good performance coaches that I want to thank. Yeah.
아무래도 이 선수들이 어리기 때문에 충분히 이런 힘든 여정을 견딜 끈기도 있고, 그리고 팀 분위기가 너무너무 좋기 때문에 사실 멘탈 관리가 팀적으로 그렇게 힘들지 않다고 얘기를 해서 그런 부분이 리엔즈 선수 개인적으로도 많이 도움이 되는 것 같고, 그리고 퍼포먼스 코치님을 포함해서 이제 코칭 스태프도 굉장히 많이 도와주고 있기 때문에 또 본인의 폼이 이렇게 꾸준할 수 있다고 얘기를 하는데요. 마지막으로 EDG에게 내일 경기 앞두고 하고 싶은 말 한마디 듣고 끝내도록 하겠습니다. Tomorrow, EDG. Miniboo said, now's not the time to trash talk, but I feel like you could be up for it. So anything you'd like to say to EDG?
No trash talk.
Okay.
I agree, my brother.
Shot.
So we keep being humble, but I'm really confident that we're gonna play good game. So we also beat them before in Shanghai, and I think we have some positive part against Chinese teams. So
Okay.
let's.
You learned some positive parts.
I mean, I think we are good against them.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll just see tomorrow.
Okay.
Good luck.
상하이에서 EDG 한번 꺾어봤고, 또 상성상 중국 팀 상대로 헤리틱스가 굉장히 잘하는 것 같기 때문에 내일도 열심히 해서 좋은 경기 겸손하게 펼치면서 우승을 할 수 있었으면 좋겠다고 얘기했습니다. 이렇게 해서 리엔즈 선수 만나봤습니다. Thank you, Rienz.
Thank you.
Good luck in the grand finals.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
And that's all we have for the post-match interview today. Bye-bye.
Oh, what a day we have had. I've got Kilios back here with me, joined by two very special guests. It's the coaching staff of Team Heretics, Neil Zinio and Weber. Guys, congratulations.
Oh.
Huge congratulations today. But we have been here before. How many finals is it this year?
3, I believe, right?
3, I think, yeah.
3, I think, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
You're kind of used to it now at this point.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Yeah.
Nice.
You were chilling throughout that game as well?
Yeah, honestly, that was pretty zen.
It was alright, yeah. Not too bad, not too bad.
What about Abyss after Abyss? Was it still alright?
Yeah,
chilling?
I think on Abyss, we kind of just... I mean, they played well, first of all, but I think we kind of just let the control of the game go ourselves. Our communication dropped a little bit. We lost a few, really stupid post plants, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. So when we got to Lotus, we just told the guys to reset and focus purely on ourselves, and yeah. We know how to win, so.
One of the things that I've been talking about up here that, I was just kind of grasping at straws, but hoping that this was going to be the case. Do you think that after the final at Shanghai, losing to Gen G, that helped build up, the endurance and mentality for the players to be able to go through a longer series?
I would say basically all of the experience we've had this year is kind of came into one and got to the point where, we can deal with a best-of-5 series, because we had a small struggle against Carmine in the kickoff, and then we had the same in Season 1 against Fnatic. Hopefully now we've managed to get to that point where we can deal with the best-of-5, and kind of, even if we go 2-0 up and we lost the map today like we did, we can come through and get the third map that we need.
Yeah, you had tons of experience this year. I mean, if we look back on it. I just really quickly want to talk about some Miniboo slander. I've seen it on the interweb. I'm sure you guys have seen it as well, but he's just at I feel like the lower bracket, when it really matters the most, he's proving everybody wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I think for us, we've never I don't know, like one thing we tell the boys to focus on is just stay away from social media, stay away from what people are saying. Obviously it makes that a little bit harder when he goes out and trash talks, but he's not a toxic person, right? Like he just does it purely for fun.
He's passionate.
Yeah, he just
exactly.
does it for fun. It's just like a kid enjoying the game and joking, like he's playing against the best players in the world, you know? So for us, like,
Is
I don't know,
Miniboo?
it's weird
Miniboo or
seeing
Boo?
it because
I
it's
think
like
Miniboo, right?
everything he does for us is so huge. Like even if he's not on top of the scoreboard, he makes so much space, he buys so much time, his communication is insane. He's like our second hype man alongside Benji, so he just brings so much more to the team that, you know, it's easier for people to criticize him from the outside, but you don't really understand it until you kind of jump into our comms and watch him play.
I mean, getting ready to jump into this series, was there anything that you had said particularly to Miniboo? Was that necessary to kind of take him aside, given that this is his first time, you know, in a best-of-5 on a global stage? Was there any kind of parting words of advice that you'd given to him, or was he pretty much set to go?
Not really. Like I think we just tried to normalize it, right? Like it's just like a culture we have in our team. We came here for experience this year, and that's all it is. It's experience for him, you know. So just embrace it. Like we always tell the boys, like take every moment and live in it. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past too much. You spend too much time worrying about that, you don't focus on the present. So
I think people forget that he's literally was at school. He
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
graduated from school. But I mean, your journeys, even the two of you, has been crazy. I feel like since you've been in Valorant, you've gone up against so many incredible opponents. I mean, Leviathan, I feel like playing against them twice in this tournament, you don't get that shot at players like Aspas and Com that often, right? So what's that experience been like?
No, it's been nice. I mean, I don't think we've... myself personally, I've not done anything against Leviathan before, so just being able to kind of experience that and their playstyle, it's been enjoyable, especially to try and prepare for them. It's a very tough team to prepare for, so yeah, I think we managed to handle ourselves quite well. So
Is Aspas as good as everyone else says? Because I feel like
Yes,
he is,
he is.
everyone's idol's idol.
Is it
you
kind
know?
of that thing where like you're watching and you see like you have 3
Yeah.
players alive, and then you realize,
Why you
oh,
even ask
it's
that?
Aspas that's on the other side? Like we might not be out of the woods yet, you know?
I mean, he is obviously extremely talented,
So
right? But
right,
that's
boss.
another thing that me and Weber have kind of told the boys a lot. Like, don't focus on the names, just focus on Raze, Jet. Like, we don't want to
focus on the agents, yeah.
focus on the agents, and it's like he's just a different type of duelist. I think Safe for us is extremely hard to play against. I'd say like someone like Safe is so explosive. Like he'll send himself in first. He'll
Who the hell's
just
Safe?
rip the bomb site apart, and there's nothing you can do against it. Whereas if you watch a couple of games of Aspas, it's manageable, you know.
he takes a more measured approach when he plays. So
he's a very smart duelist. So
I agree. I feel I now remember Safe on Sunset. He's just everywhere.
Don't remind
He's-
us, please.
Oh, but he is literally everywhere. But let's take a look at the bracket because we are down to just 2 teams. I would love to know if you guys at home predicted this.
No one did.
Is this how it went? How you guys expected it to go as well?
Yes.
Yeah?
I mean,
Really?
for me, like we always back ourselves, right? Like we know if we play our game, we can get to the finals. I didn't expect DGD to get it, but they've played like super good this whole tournament. So
Kind of on that note, as you get ready to go up against EDG, I mean, Rian said, you know, I'm going to stay humble, no trash talk. Wondering if you guys have a little bit of a different taste and flavor about you, because we did hear from Kaplan in one of the half times, and he said EDG win tomorrow no matter what. Do you have any reply to that?
No, like dude, it's the grand final of champions. Like you are good if you've got to the final of champions. You know, like there's no slander from me. Like they work extremely hard, as same as every other team here, and you need to be on your A game.
I think on the other side of this is obviously you guys were in China. You experienced the fandom, the Chinese fans. They love you guys. You know, whether it's you knocking out all of their teams or you know the Wood streams on Bilibili and so on and so forth. What's it like for you two as well? I mean, I feel like this is the last thing you would expect, right? Coming into this team, picking up these boys, going to a different region, and they just instantaneously fall in love with you.
I think it's just testament to how likable they are as characters as well. Like, I think they just put the best version of themselves out there.
Not them, you as well.
Oh, us.
All of you, yeah.
I wasn't in China.
The
it doesn't
collective.
count.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
you count.
I've never experienced anything like it, to be honest. When I was in China, it was crazy. Like we'd go out for dinner and then people were swarming you. It's I don't know, man. It's madness.
Yeah.
Crazy, like crazy fan base. It was so nice.
Anything you want to say to the VCTCN fans? Because as much as they love EDG, they love you guys as well. They're going to be looking forward to this.
I mean, for me, like I just want us to put on a good show, and I want everyone to have a fun time. Like whatever happens, happens. Yeah, a good time. Like
fun time.
A fun
Yeah,
time.
what
Yeah,
about
a
you,
fun
Eva?
time. Like
We'll just see tomorrow, to be honest. I'm a more like, we'll have a good game. We'll have fun out there. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay,
All
and then we'll do the talking afterwards. Yeah, we'll do some talking afterwards.
All right.
But thank you very much. Massive congratulations today once again. Thank you for joining us as well. Thank you very much to you, Seth. You guys, we are down to just 2 teams. One more day. We also have an hour-and-a-half gold carpet pre-show with a ton of guests. All of your favorite streamers and pro players, they're all going to be there. It will be the biggest day of this entire year. Thank you so much for you guys at home for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at the Grand Finals. I can't believe I'm saying that. Grand Finals.
Finally here.
The Grand Finals is on the line here. Just one best of 5
like
stands
5
in the
TFT
way
games.
of either Team Heretics or Leviathan, making it.
Takes a look to the left, looks to the right, and he waits. That's patience.